Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to CEC28 meeting. Give us a few minutes before we get started. Can we make Dr. Hall a co-host, please? Dr. Hall, are you able to unmute?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
There you are. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, folks. Good afternoon. The time now is 6:41. My name is VJ Jatton. I'm the CEC president. I want to welcome you to February 2024 CEC calendar and business meeting. At this point in time, we're going to get our meeting started. Before we do so, I want to welcome our recording secretary, Latifa Lewis, who will be doing the roll call. Latifa.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. President Vijay Ramjatan.
I'm here.
First Vice President Luzao. Lou, I believe you're answering, but I can't hear anything from the room. Yes. Second Vice President Nurun Swapna.
She was here, but she's having technical issues, so.
Sure, she is logged in. I do see her. She renamed herself.
So we'll just put her as present until we figure out how to make her co-host.
Treasurer Utah Chair.
Here.
Recording Secretary Latifa Lewis, I'm here. Member Jalen.
Present.
Member Simone Dunbar.
Present.
Member Tanya Wendt.
Present.
Member Kalyanaram Gurumurthy.
Yes, here.
Member Quentin Mezzatine. Member Quentin Mezzatine, don't see Quentin as yet. Member Julissa.
Here.
Member Adriana Alicia.
She's just walked in. She's here.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that's it. Vijay.
Thank you so much. Michael, do you mind muting yourself, Michael? Michael Steichman? Thank you. Great, and thank you so much. And to all of our community advocates, parents, principals, administrators, council members, staff who are here, we'll greatly appreciate it if you can rename yourself on your screen so we can know who is here. We can know how to acknowledge you. If you just put your title, which school you're from, if you're a principal, you can put the word principal before your name. If you're a part of a school community, you can put the name of the school community you are with, which office representative you're representing, for example. That would be really helpful for us to know that you are here in the room. So at this point in time, we're going to be asking our council member, Simone Dornbach, to please make an announcement about the chat feature. Simone, and the sign up.
Good evening and welcome to our February meeting. The chat is open. Please remain kind and friendly, especially when in disagreement. We will not accept hateful comments and we will close the chat if participants don't adhere. If you would like to make a public comment, please type your name and speak. You can sign up until 7:30.
7:45. Yeah, 7:45.
7:45. Okay.
Thank you so much, Simone. We just try to be really nice about this whole thing, right? So we do want you to leave the chat open. We want to leave everything nice and sweet. But we reserve the right to really keep it in a way like, if it doesn't become nice and friendly anymore or toxic, we will reserve the right to take it off. Also, like many of you are doing, you know the drill by now, just write the word speak, as Simone said, and we will chart your name. Tanya, do you and Utah, can you both keep a track on the speaker sign up, please, on the list, and then you can put in our chat our WhatsApp chat, you can put a list of names there. That'll be great. In the order in which people sign up to speak. You can do that. Let's keep a track of those who signed up to speak and in the order they did so. And to other council members, you can help out also if you like to do so. Without further ado, friends, so much is happening this coming month. So much has been happening. So we are having, my report will be very brief and short. Things to note on, we are going to be having our superintendent, not superintendent, our chancellor's town hall. Our chancellor's town hall will be taking place on March 14th, Monday, March 14th at MS 217. Please note your calendars. March 8th, is that March 8th, right? Is that correct? Did I get the wrong date? 11th.
March 11th, I believe. March 11th.
Sorry. Yes, so the third time is correct. March 11th. 1-1. March 11th, we are having our Chancellor Town Hall with our Chancellor at MS 217. So it will be hybrid. So we'll be at the big, huge auditorium at MS 17. Thank you to Principal Burns for allowing us to host the Chancellor's Town Hall there. And that's when we are hosting him there for a meeting where you, the community, will get a chance to ask questions, talk to him directly, or submit your questions to us beforehand. So and then us, the council members, will discuss which questions will be asked, depending on what topics we have to cover, and we will submit those questions to be answered. Maybe your question will be one of those that will be chosen to be answered by the Chancellor. So March 11th at 6:30, 6:30, correct? Yes, 6:30. Yes, 5:30. You all saying yes, no. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. at 217 is going to be our Chancellor Town Hall. Also note that we'll be sending out a link for you to register, and it's going to be a different type of link from our meeting. This is a Learning Times who's managing this meeting, not us directly. So you will register with them, and they'll send you a confirmation for this information for the Chancellor's Town Hall. And also, you are going to get a form to submit questions. We're going to be giving you this form to submit your questions beforehand. There will be no open mic on that day at the town hall. I want to repeat that. There will be no open mic on that day. All questions will be written down and submitted to us, and then we, the council members, will determine the order in which, if we have time to submit those questions. The best way to submit your questions will be on the form that we will be sending out to you, the link. It's a Google form to submit your questions ahead of time, and then we will discuss, the council members here, which questions are going to be asked or not on that day. March 11th, MS 217, 6 p.m., Chancellor's Town Hall for D28. Besides that, the next update I want to give to everyone is that a lot of families are having concerns and are stressed out with the class size matters. Mandate and what's to come. They are fearful of where their kids are going to go to school. They are fearful of if their children are going to get a seat. They are fearful of the fact that, well, I have a house in this area, the school next to my house here may not be the school my kids go to. So they're really stressed out about these things. So these are things that really are coming up a lot in the community about, class size matter. I know there are parents in our community who are organizing meetings with elected officials. Please submit to us the CEC. Dorinda, please put your our CEC email address on the chat feature, or you can also put it on our website also. So you, the community, can submit your comments and feedback to us. Also, to many of you, the community members, you have been submitting to us a lot of feedback, a lot of complaints, I would say, a lot of concerns, a lot of comments about things that's bothering you, and we have been receiving them. So thank you for doing that. And you have been going to our website a lot, which is great because we do spend a lot of time updating that website. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Without further ado, at this time, I would like to introduce to you all You know him before as our acting superintendent. He was our acting superintendent for quite maybe a few months actually, and then we had a whole process of interviewing and deciding and submitting comments, and it's a whole process with the DOE to select our new superintendent. So my dear friends, he's no stranger to education. He's no stranger to leadership, and he's no stranger to caring for a community of advocates and working along people who are passionate about education. So it is my honor to introduce as our superintendent, Dr. Blake. He is now no longer acting. He is actually our superintendent and was appointed by the chancellor for D28. Dr. Blake, your platform, sir.
Thank you very much, and good evening to everyone. I'll just start by sharing. Can I share the screen to share what I prepared for you? Sorry, let me just get this going. But while this is being shared, I think you can see this now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, all right, let me just see. Okay, let me see if you could, sorry about that. Slideshow, okay. I just want to talk a little bit about the process. Thank you so much for those kind words. I just want to give a little background. You have known me for quite some time now, but I come to District 28 with over 30 years of experience in education. 28 of those years have been with the Department of Education. I started as a substitute teacher in Brooklyn in an elementary school. Then I went to a middle school where I was a fully appointed teacher of English and Social Studies. Then after that, I became the assistant principal in a high school. And for 1 year, I was a resident principal in Queens in Springfield Gardens campus in a high school. And then in 2008, I became the full-fledged principal of a 6 through 12 school in Brooklyn, where I served for 15 years. And it was July 1st, I was approached to be the acting superintendent. I was interviewed by the chancellor's team, and I was chosen from among a field of about 10 of us. And then I hit the ground running on July 3rd. And then I met all the schools and never stopped doing the duty, which what was so surprised. I mean, sort of a little expectation was that you are hitting the ground running as your superintendent, but yet not the superintendent, just acting superintendent. So that was very interesting. I was able to learn the community very well, navigated the community, different interest groups, and went through, as Vijay spoke about, the very enduring C37 process with interviews with the chancellor's team, again with consultation from the different unions and different constituencies. And then finally, after the process, I was appointed officially on January 8th as the superintendent of District 28. I don't take that as a very casual feat. I take it as a collaboration between the different parties, the different unions, and being a parent myself and also a parent of a public school. I'm a product of public school system, and also my child who's in America, born here and grew here, also came out of the system. So, I mean, just a little bit more about my background in terms of who I am. I really believe in diversity. As I said, I'm very diverse from a very multilingual city, very multilingual country, if you will, and also a very multilingual place in living in New York City for over 30 years. I came here in 1994. So it's a pleasure to be serving the district, to understand the different needs. And I'm here to be your my servant leader. So I'm here to really, really continue the work and to get our feet going. I just got my result from my previous school where the results are outstanding. I got 82% proficiency in ELA and 78% proficiency in math. And that was taking the school from different heights to greater heights. So I left those strong data there. My hope is to replicate this great performance with all the 36 schools in District 28 to allow it to be the great 28. I'm not just speaking alone, I'm speaking on behalf of my strong district team, including tonight my different principals on the line, and also my deputy superintendent, Dr. Hall. So together, and the family, family support coordinators. So I'm very privileged to continue this work together with, with us all together as one district. Tonight, I prepare for you as usual a little about the presentation, the mission. Every time I go back to the vision and mission of our district, it's really to look at the tapestry of different diverse backgrounds, multilingualism, and we really are here to lift up and elevate the district, our commonality. We may have differences, but we can disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. And I'm really here to lift up love, not hate, to denigrate hate and to lift up love in every aspect of the community. I see the children, over 22,000 children in our school system, as my own children, as it were, come in different colors, shapes, and sizes, and I'm here to embrace everybody. So I just want to make sure that from the superintendent's lens, it's about equity, it's about achievement, for every child deserves to be taught by an effective teacher in front of them. So I really, and an effective school leader that runs the school, because leadership makes a big difference. So I'm just here to sort of elevate and to talk about our district, and our core concept is to really collaboratively create solutions to different problems that we're facing in our communities. As human beings in society, we are not immune to different conflicts. It's how we handle the conflict that makes a difference. And I'm here to say that together we can overcome if we just put our minds and look at our commonalities, because we're more common than uncommon. And that is what I'm bringing, the message I'm bringing along the district. When I go to all the schools and see the little kids performing, it's a joy to my heart to welcome and embrace every child in the district and to listen, to be an active listener to every parental concern in the district. Our DCP goal, over our goal, as I said, we know the district is plaguing with absenteeism, but I've put as a goal that we should be at least 90.5 at the end of the year, which is be an increase. But right now, overall mid-year goal is 91.4. So at this stage, I'm trending above my goal for the year. Chronic absenteeism, our goal is to keep it at 32%. And overall, the district attendance is 90.9. Right now, with a citywide is 89.7. So we're above the city's average. Chronic absenteeism, of course, we're 32. The city is 34.7. So we're still trending above the city average. All schools have reduced chronic absenteeism so far. And we are, our next step is to really look at the attendance updates, where all principals receive, will receive a snapshot of their data around attendance, and with a view of seeing how we can really improve that. We want to implement different cycles to support next steps in attendance. As I said before, the district under my leadership so far, we have identified and hired one person who is in charge of the entire attendance, because I do value that attendance is very important. In fact, our parents are relying on us to educate their kids, and we really want the children to be in the school. So that, district-wide data review of schools done shows that some schools are identified at risk. We're identifying those schools and offering services to help the schools on the ground, so to speak, to help with the chronic absenteeism. We want your children, send them to us. We'll take it from there. Last month, we have adopted our District 28. We're talking about the science of reading, and the city is pushing for us to look at one curriculum for everybody in the district, everybody across the city, all the districts across the city. And we have done a lot of work with collaboration with CSA, with UFT, the different unions, with the teachers, and we have come up with HMH as a curriculum update, where we will be really looking at how best to serve our students to be able to access quality research-based curricula selected through collaboration, as I said, between the superintendent, with myself and the principals. And we're looking at how to really look at New York City reads and be able to help students to different strategies to teach them about the science of reading, which is a combination of research skills around how the brain works and how students really learn to read. So it's a matter of different neurological data, if you will, the research, and around educational data, looking at the best way to teach students to read. And that is what we're looking at. And we have chosen HMH as a curriculum for our students into reading for the younger kids. It's a K through 5 initiative, but we want everybody in our school, even K through 8, to really look at the science of reading and to see how we can better elevate and to create great readers. So some of those are the snapshots with Central. We're working with the principals at the principals meeting to really provide training for our students, our constituencies, as it were, so that they can help the students to really bridge the gap between the gaps that exist between reading. And we are really making a difference in District 28, and my job is to really take it to another height. So we're looking at that in terms of the curriculum. We just had very interesting magnet school visit. We said there's a big magnet convention coming down in April 15, where the DOE is asking each district to identify at least 2 schools with best practices to sort of show up to the entire nation. Will be coming down on us in this April 15. We, at the end of our visit with our schools, we have selected 3 schools. We could not narrow it down to 2 schools, and they have decided that all 3 schools will be on display. So, you know, this is a very big bonus to the real work we are doing in the school. One of the principals, you know, Tanner Bates Howell and El Karani, and then there's another school, Broncos School. And we have so many other schools doing very, very great job and excellent work. And other district personnel, they're very interested in coming to look at our schools, as we are also trying to visit other schools to see best practices. So we have started with that. The principals in the north went to the principals in the south, and we're doing strong partnerships and engagement and collaboration, because together we can do very well. Not just having some schools doing well. My job is to elevate and lift up every school. And what better way than to have one common curriculum where everybody is exposed to the curriculum. Of course, the curriculum has certain differences in terms of in meeting the needs of the students, like ESL students, multi-language learners, and also students with IEPs. So that's a part, we took a very interesting part in that to make sure the curriculum is robust and can really serve the diverse needs of our learners. This is another one of our next school, El Karani School, as I talked about before. We're trying to make sure that they're very impressed at Central to see the great work that we're doing in District 28. And then we looked at another collaboration, of course. We continue with Bruce, who is on the call, the UFT Teacher Center. We have done so many ribbon cutting and openings, celebrating the strong collaboration between our UFT partners along with us, because together we make up the tapestry of great learners in District 28. I'm very inclusive, as you can see, so we try to call on everybody because we believe collectively the answer is in the room, and that's what I'm really gunning for. This is another great resource, the teacher centers, to help deepen content knowledge and enhance pedagogical skill of our educators. So we have those resources for our students, for our teachers, and definitely for students' benefit. We have about the Lighthouse Collaborative is a cross-district instructional improvement designed to support chancellors' 4 pillars with an emphasis on expanding abilities to scale and sustain what works, because we have great schools in District 28. 17 is only one of them. They're all 35 schools have their strengths, and we're trying to replicate what's working in one school to take it to the other school, with the understanding that each school is unique and they have their own culture, but definitely children are children, and best practices are just great practices that we can stretch across the district. I've created what is known as level group visits, where the principals visit each other's school and they're having a real great time in enhancing their own learning. Just as my own model, as the superintendent, I must be the leading learner. Principals too have to be the learning leaders in their school. So learning is a continuous cycle. So I brought that attitude, and people are really catching on to that very well. And so that basically wraps up the presentation. As from time to time, I'll keep you in the loop as to how we're doing. At the next meeting, I'll be showing you some specifics around specifics around reading and where we are in the district with that. And I could tell you the trending is looking very, very positive, and I'm hoping to definitely continue that trend. So thank you so much for listening to the presentation. So we could leave the questions for later on, but that's my presentation for tonight. And I want to thank you so much, the entire members of the CEC and the community, for your continued support as we work together to get the work done in District 28. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Blake, and we are confident in your leadership and experience as you have shown so far. Just being acting, you hit the ground running. And something that I was very impressed with is the fact that even as acting superintendent, you were able to go to all the schools in our district and visit them and really don't hear from the outside in, but go to it yourself, by yourself, with your own 2 feet and really know and learn our district from the ground up. And we appreciate that dedication and that commitment to our students and our scholars in our district. And we look forward to, like you said, we are a team, we are one team here, and we are the CEC that we advocate for the families, but we believe we can't do that alone. We have to do it in partnership with you and your team at the district office. And I'm confident that we will continue to be good partners in uplifting all voices and families in our district. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. Hall, anything you want to add?
Dr. Blake pretty much covered everything that we wanted everyone to know this evening. The only thing I would just zero in on is the part around the data that we plan to share at the next meeting. Currently, all of our schools are projected to finish the iReady assessments by February 8th. So we're getting closer to that 100% completion mark. So I just want everyone to know that in our March meeting, we'll be able to present the data around reading and math proficiency across all grades. Thank you, and let's enjoy a wonderful meeting together.
Thank you so much. Vic, anything you want to add, Vic?
I think everyone has echoed our leaders, pretty much the mindset we've got. I'd just like to thank everyone, especially VJ, for his leadership and guidance. And we are working in partnership to try and solve some of the issues that we've got within the district. I'm already in consult with Simone, Natifa, Tanya, with some of the issues they've brought up. And so going forward, we'd just like to work together as a team, and I think we'll do well.
I believe we will also, and later on, we'll hear from Simone, from Sonia, who is our family leadership coordinator in our district. We'll hear from her later on. But my dear friends, I want all of you families and stakeholders to know that District 28, the CEC is not fighting with the district. We work in partnership with them. This has been our history. We have a very strong relationship. We have built an amazing bond where we work together to resolve whatever concerns that come up. And I'm pleased to let you know that whenever you, the parents and stakeholders, send us any concerns, and we uplift and advocate for you on your behalf with the district, the results are happening like this. The answers are coming in. Dr. Hall, Dr. Blake, Dr. Sonia, Vic, the whole team get behind us and they get solutions to your concerns. And it may not be what you want to hear sometimes, but at the end of the day, we are listening and we are working for you. And we thank you for uplifting your concerns to us, but letting you know we are listening and we are resolving your issues as well. Our principals who are in the room want to say hi to you. Principal Octavia Sandusky, welcome. Principal Jacob Lau, Principal Patricia Hanley, Principal Robin Hasbury Signal, who is here with us. We have Principal Tanya Katan Brown, Principal Vincent Sarachi, who is here with us here. We also have the amazing Tara Brinkman, who's a teacher, a coach at PS 121, who is here with us tonight also. So for all the other principals who are here, please put the word principal in front of your name so we'll know you are here and then we can acknowledge you because we are so grateful that you joined us tonight. Excuse me. Also, we have Bruce Zaihal, who's always here with us. He's the UFP D28 district representative, and he's always here listening to our meetings and attends all the meetings in District 28, as a matter of fact. Bruce, so I want to acknowledge you that you're here and thank you for being here as well. I'll give you 2 minutes later on to add anything if we have time on the calendar. So this time, my dear friends, we're going to have our next speaker. His name is Michael Steifman, and he's from UtiliSave, and he's a CEO, and he'll be presenting at this point. Michael?
Thank you, VJ. I want to thank CEC for permitting me a few moments to share some important consumer legislation that I'm promoting and I think would be of interest to the group, and welcome your feedback and support after you hear a bit more about the legislation. I'm just going to share my screen for a minute. So there's a one-page primer, which I believe CEC has and can distribute to those that are interested. You can also send me an email at utilityjustice@utilisave.com. It's on the one pager. But to jump right in, this bill, which is being sponsored by Senator, Senator Comrie, bill number 7756, and a member in the Assembly, Assembly Member Seawright, as bill number 7822, is meant to strengthen the protection of consumers against utility practices. There's a section of the law called GBL 349 that is meant to protect consumers from inappropriate business practices. And in our experience, our business helps all different types of utility consumers, generally larger ones, religious institutions, non-for-profits, different kinds of real estate operators, nursing homes, universities, present themselves in front of utility companies when they have billing issues. And we have brought a number of issues to bear with utility companies and a number of actions. I'm also an attorney, and we brought class action lawsuits against utility companies. And there's a common problem where utility companies, even though they've acknowledged that they've made mistakes, have ways to avoid being held accountable for those errors. So they have bad practices. They know that the practices are bad, but they are preventing them, or they're permitting themselves to be accountable to it by invoking certain defenses. And this bill is just meant to provide consumers the opportunity to bypass the current process if they choose to by going to court. So this legislation is meant to provide alternatives to consumers, giving them choice. So if they have issues with utility companies, they can also go to court, which would sound like something that you should be able to do today, but are prevented given certain conditions within the rules and the laws that have been enhanced, that have been upheld by the courts today. So basically, this is a fairly simple amendment that's meant to instruct the judiciary that it's the legislature's intent that when someone is accusing a utility of a deceptive practice, they should have a day in court. And that's essentially the idea, is to give consumers options and not relegate them to going through the Public Service Commission, which can be a very lengthy process. And there isn't exactly as much transparency as would be ideal as you could have in court. So I welcome, and the reason why I'm happy to be here and to talk to you all is because we are looking to build support among constituents throughout the state to help support this bill as it goes forward. We have really great proponents in Senator Comrie and Assembly Member Seawright. We have a number of co-sponsors. If you go onto the Assembly sites or the Senate sites and you put in the bill numbers, which again are 7756 in the Senate and 7822 in the Assembly, you can see the language. It's exactly the same bill in both the Assembly and the Senate. We have a bunch of co-sponsors and are building a momentum of support in the Assembly and the Senate, and I feel there's a good chance that this bill will pass in the current legislative session. The important part will be to get the community, who I've spoken to many people, community leaders, many legislators. I haven't had one entity, one person, one institution say to me that this is not an important item. It's not, the frustration of dealing with utilities has reached unbelievable levels, and probably among many of you have similar experiences. And so I'm here to inform you of what we're trying to do, hopefully garner your support. You can get a copy of this document. It's a one-pager. It's very simple. It lays out what I've described to you in very simple language. I welcome anyone reaching out to us, again, at the email address that's on this document, utilityjustice@utilisave.com, to let us know of any other groups that might be interested in hearing what we have to say, to speak to them, to garner their support. Once this legislation is hopefully passed the Assembly and the Senate, it will obviously go to the governor for signature, and that is where she has the potential to veto it. There are a lot of business interest groups that take strong positions against things that limit, that want to seek to limit the consumer's ability to have more say in their processes, in their billing, and their issues with utility companies. And so I hope that you'll be vocal supporters for legislation like this when it hopefully passes. Will contact us to let us know of your interest, or again, other groups that we can speak to. We'd love to educate people throughout the state about what we're seeking to do here and garner that support so that we can ensure that not only after it passes the legislature, that the governor signs the bill into law. And so I appreciate very much the chance to present all this to you. I hope you'll get more information and contact us at utilityjustice@utilisave.com. I want to thank you and commend everyone on the great work that they're doing within CEC and District 28. And congratulations to Dr. Blake. And want to greatly thank you for giving me a few minutes to let you know about something that is, I think, very important consumer legislation. And thank you very much, VJ, as well.
Thank you so much, Michael. Michael, do you mind just putting a link on the chat feature for families to look at this legislation, and also your contact information in the chat feature? And we have a copy of that letter we can post on our website, so families in the future can also look and see this letter that is being submitted to be voted on. Thank you for being here. We appreciate that. We'll appreciate if you could come back in a few months and give us an update on if it passed, then how does it affect the everyday consumer, right?
I'd love to do that.
And their rights, and how that change, because we all use it to utilities, right? So trust me, with the time, we know.
Right.
The bills are going up.
Touches everyone, yes.
Thank you so much.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Vijay, but I just say that this law, which is it's not very complicated, what it's seeking to do, touches everyone, as you said, everyone uses utilities. Many of these issues affect not-for-profits and religious organizations throughout the state. If you are a member of anyone you think could have an interest in what we're doing, we would very much love to build a constituent group of the religious and not-for-profit organizations. We already have many tens of those organizations on board, and we welcome more input across all denominations, across all different sectors of the city. And we're here to try to help bring this to make utilities accountable. It's essentially what we're seeking to do. Something you would think should exist, but doesn't. So again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So again, thank you. And at this time, my dear friends, we want to remind everyone that our chat feature will be ending at 7:45 to sign up to speak. So if you want to speak or make a comment, please be sure to write the word speak in the chat feature. And then you can go ahead and we'll collect your name, Tanya, and Utah council members are tracking your names and listing them down seriously. So please do so now so that we can capture your name to do so. Also, if you are a representative from an elected office, please put your title down so we can acknowledge you. And we'll be giving you a few minutes each to say hi and to bring greetings from your elected offices. If you are here in the room, please put your title next to your name so we know you're here. So without further ado, my dear friends, she is no stranger to our district. She's no stranger to you. She has been serving and serving beyond her role as the Family Leadership Coordinator. It's called FLC. Each district has one of those, but not every district has Sonia, if that makes any sense. Every district has an FLC, a Family Leadership Coordinator, but not every district in New York City have a Sonia Rueda. So, my dear friends, she is a gem that we have in our community, and we appreciate you, Sonia. And I've always said that every time I get a chance to introduce you to do something. I remember when I was a parent, well, I'm still a parent, but when before I held any offices or positions, I remember seeing Sonia at PS 121 when my son was now in kindergarten. And she was advocating for parents, get involved, run for this, do that. And she's so passionate, but she does that at every junction, at every opportunity she gets. She really tries to uplift every voice in the room. And if you have attended one of her meetings, one of her prep talks, one of her sessions, you will realize that she is really a community builder. She's more than just a FLC, a Family Leadership Coordinator. She leads across so many platforms. Sonia, I could talk all meeting about you, but I want you to speak about yourself and what you're here for. So please send her some love. Let's support her. Guys, folks, when we have great speakers on our platforms, please give a heart, right? If you could do that, a heart on the screen would be nice. Let them know that their work is appreciated, because she is. So let's send some hearts and let's welcome Sonia Rueda to speak this time. Sonia?
I'm blushing. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, and that really is my commitment, is community, it's voice, it's advocating for you, all stakeholders. It's not always easy, right? Because we don't always agree and we always have to kind of meet in the middle somewhere. But I am truly committed to making sure that everyone has the opportunity and knows what the resources are, because I think that is key. Knowing the resources, knowing where to go, knowing the regulations, so that to empower you so that you can then be strong advocates for your children and for your communities. Just a couple of updates talking about voice and advocacy. There was a parent and district leadership summit on January 25th. We had the opportunity to attend Dr. Hall, Dr. Blake, your own Tanya, CEC member. We had a representative from President's Council. And so the purpose of this summit was to really do some reflective, right, thinking about where we are as a district, as a city, supporting parents, but more importantly, moving forward. So we had a rich conversation about, based on, right, the constituents, these CEC meetings, your stakeholders, what are some of the concerns, what do we want to see? And so this is an ongoing, this was just one conversation of many to come, but I'm excited and I am proud to say that I've been in the district long enough to be able to say some of the great things that we've done way back when, that we want to be able to bring back and incorporate some of the new things, the new ideas, the voices of the new families that are here. So we are very excited. I know I am about this opportunity that we had. In terms for parents, by March 1st, you can apply for 3K, for pre-K. I will put the links in the chat. I don't want to take too much of your time. And then finally, as VJ said, any opportunity that I have, I'm going to toot the horn for parent voice. Many of your schools are already starting nominations, talking about, you know, elections, and it may seem like it's far away, but this is the time. If you're interested in running, if you're curious, what is a PTA? What do they do? Ask, attend your meetings so that you can be ready to either elect your future representatives or perhaps run for a position, attend your SLTs, attend, you know, their open meetings, attend district meetings, including your CEC meetings. This is where you're going to get the information that you need. District 28 is great in terms of sharing information, these CECs. So continue to participate, not only here, but continue to support your schools and your greater community. And on that note, I'm going to pass it back to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sonia. Thanks for all that you do. I mean, like I said, we could give you a platform every day, and there's so much that you do that you can't really speak about because, gosh, you blur the lines when it comes to what your responsibilities are. But thank you so much for filling the shoes. And just so you all know this, you know, I'm very transparent about everything, right? Because I want you to know what we do and how we work in the district office. Oftentimes when you send us concerns and questions about your children, or your kids are going to this school, but your other daughters in that school, or you having an issue with a specific school situation, we advocate on your behalf. And oftentimes these concerns lands on the desk of Sonia Rueda, who does the real digging and deep community building and the resolution finding and solution building on the back end. And oftentimes, I will say 99.9% of the time, everyone leaves the situation happy because she's that person who does this amazing work. And Sonia, we thank you and we acknowledge that you do this work and we're grateful for what you do. Thank you so much. Thank you. At this point in time, if you are a representative from an office, if you are a representative from an elected office, can you please raise your hand at this time? While we do so, I just want to say also Quentin Messenton, he also attended that meeting. He was at that meeting also. We saw pictures. Yes, we saw pictures. Councilman Quentin, thank you for going to that meeting also, representing us. So are there anyone who raised their hand in, Atifa? Let's see. If you are from an elected office. Okay, I'm going once, going twice. Okay, I don't see any hands raised, which means that, yes, I mentioned, okay, that's it. Okay, so at this point in time, we're gonna be having our council members updates. So at this point in time, I'll be calling you to give you updates. Council members, please keep it brief as we would like to prioritize our business meeting and also to give more time to our families to speak and to hear the concerns and comments. So first, Vice President, we're going to be asking you to make a report, and his name is Lou Zhao. Lou.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, very quickly. So this week, this month, we one thing I want to first mention, I see the chat. There are a lot of parents and teachers too come from PS 139, and which is, I'm the liaison for that school. The PTA president in December, Sasha is here on site, and Sasha, as the the president of the PTA, present their resolution on our December ECT meeting. So there are some disagreement between the PTA, the parents, and the school administration. I was follow up on those issues, and I really appreciate Dr. Blade. He took a lot of time out of his very busy schedule to really get involved. I had a meeting with the school leadership team, and we'll have a meeting with the parent again soon. And our wonderful Sonia also, spent a lot of time to explain things to the parents and, connect different parties. My take on this is it's a pricing. We have very involved parents. When the parents are very involved, time to time they have concerns. It's just the nature of it, I believe that everybody of all the parties, we have the same goal, same purpose. We set our heart together and spend some time together, clean up things, and we'll have things done. We'll have the best interest of our children, going forward. And I think this, although there are some, like disagreement, debate, but it will come out, a better result from this thing. Another thing I think, I think eventually we have to spend some time to talk about is the next, the proposal for the middle school admission. I think we need more information on if that's any impact on our district. I think for now there's a guarantee. Still say okay, there's a guarantee for the Zoom admission. I hope that's still the way. It's not open the door for dezoning or anything. So this is the thing we have to put our eye on and seeking more information on if going to be any changes. And also the small class size issue is in debating, and today I think there's in Albany there's a legislature hearing on the education issues, and including this, and it's one of the top issues. I think this month is busy, but next month we should have some time to set aside to discuss this issue. Okay, thank you. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou, and thank you for really paying attention to PS 139 situation and uplifting that. So that all the principals know, each of us council members are assigned to a school or many schools to be the liaison for your school. If you have concerns, and also the parents alike, if you have concerns about that, your school situation, or the principals, you can always reach out to us here so we can coordinate with you and really uplift and celebrate what you're doing, also to help address concerns if any arise and find a solution together. Thank you, Lou. Next, we'll have our second vice president, Nuran Swapna. Nuran.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is having a blessing day. So this month is a beautiful month. I love February. It's Valentine's Day. So let's spread love to everyone nearby. New York City, like one of the the schools nearby mine is doing blood drive. So please go out, parents, everyone, donate blood. New York City needs lots of blood. Right now we are we don't have much blood in our blood bank, sorry. And it would be appreciated if you can go out, donate blood, to show love in the month of February. And our town hall meeting is coming up. Please do join us in person. That would be on March 11. And like everyone, what Louisa mentioned earlier, and pre-K admission opened up. So, reach out to us if you guys need any help and let us know how we could better assist you. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
I'm sending love. There you go. February. Thank you, Nira. I appreciate that. Next, we're going to be having our treasurer, Yu Tao Chen.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you for joining us. And it's been a great January so far. And I know the weather hasn't been kind on us. It's variable, but I think we got a lot of done, and we really appreciate that Dr. Blake has been officially appointed to be our superintendent, district superintendent. That's a blessing for everyone. And we, in the meanwhile, have been working behind the scenes to support our members and helping out with some of the logistics and some of the budget planning that we're going to see a little bit later in the business meeting update. Meanwhile, as Nura mentioned, we are preparing for the town hall meeting. So please join us if you have a moment, and it's going to be very informative, and it's a great opportunity for us to show our voices to the Department of Education and to other parents and other parent leaders. I guess that's pretty much it. And February is also my favorite month. That's my daughter's birth month. So yeah, looking forward to these great months to move forward. Thank you.
Well, happy birthday to her, and thank you so much. You lit up when you said your daughter's birthday. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'll be so happy for you and for your family, and happy birthday from all of us, and happy month for all of us. Love, Nora said. Next, we're going to be having our secretary, recording secretary, Latifa Lewis. Go for it, Latifa.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Just starting off, greeting. It's the first day of February. It's Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to everyone. I don't have specific school updates this year, not this year, sorry, this month. But a generic one, included some of the things that have been occurring that have affected our districts and others. There have been sometimes issues that have come up in school, whether it involves EMT or police or things of that sort. And one of the things is the communication that goes out to families. There's been a bit of breakdown. And this is something that I'm hoping to task the superintendent's office to maybe bring back up to Central, because I believe that principals feel very beholden to making sure that they follow the DOE policies in terms of how communication goes out to family. Whatever, as I said, is that EMT needs to be called to the school, or there's an actual incident that has happened in the school. And those have happened recently. As a result, the families that are affected are getting their news from the media, and normally bad news, before they're getting communication from the school. So if there's something that maybe from a central perspective, or if it becomes a little bit bigger from a district perspective that can be put out, that there's at least maybe a generic template that the schools feel empowered to immediately let out to families that let them know this incident, an incident occurred. They maybe don't need to go into specifics, especially if there's any legal issues or so forth that needs to go on. We are in communication, we're in control of whatever it is, because it will make a huge difference, especially in the times that we're living in. We see how the news are going on around the world, but it is a concern. And as I said, it spans quite a number of areas and a number of schools. Apart from that, as I said, just in terms of celebrating all sorts of things, I always don't want the, Black History Month, we get the shortest month in the year. I don't want it lost in the message of everything else that goes out. It's a national curriculum that's out there. So we empower and uplift all things. And I also want to make sure that this one is not lost. Thank you.
That's right. Happy Black History Month. And for sure, we have to celebrate and remember the sacrifices and the contributions that this has been made. And we are grateful to have this month with us also sending love. Next, we have Jalen. Councilmember Jalen.
Okay. Hi. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we
Cool.
can.
Actually, for this past month, actually, I've been away for there's something happening in a family member, and I've been much of the time spent in the hospital, and including Christmas Eve. So now I'm back. I'm actually back from overseas about 2 days ago. I'm still kind of orienting myself, but regardless, I was listening to Dr. Blake's presentation about, about the school's vision, and I look at the school's vision about, celebrating a lot of differences. And although I don't have any school specific updates, but I do want to highlight two things about events this month. One is more of a local here at PS144 on the weekend. On Sunday, there's a food and cultural festival going on Sunday. And anybody who is interested in that, I would invite people to attend. Second is in the spirit of celebrating diversity in a Black Month history, and also the Chinese New Year is also coming up too. Also something I wanted to highlight so that people, and again, in a spirit of celebrating diversity and the differences, I think Chinese New Year, this Chinese New Year is the year of dragon. And also for anyone who was born, 2012, for the kids, my daughter is actually born is a year of dragon. It's also her year. So every 12 years. So maybe somebody who listening to this meeting may also be born in the year of a dragon, and also that's your year. So that falls on the February 10th. That's the first day of the new year. I just want to highlight that in a spirit of celebrating diversity. But that's it for now. I'm back on track. So for this month, I'll be busy and I'll be visiting schools and giving you more updates in the next meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jalen, and thank you for the invite. I know we all go by your house for the New Year's. Thank you so much for the invitation. We appreciate that. Lots of celebration at your house. We appreciate that. But I'm just joking, my dear friends. Our district is so diverse, and I'm just loving. I'm loving it hearing about the various celebrations and occasions that's happening in the months. And please keep bringing those invitations on to us and sharing with the whole community, because we're going to celebrate our diversity, right, and uplift that. And we love that. Thank you so much. And Jalen, to your family, we send a lot of hugs and warm blessings to you and to your family. And we're happy that you're back. And if there's anything we can do as a community for you and your family, please don't hesitate to reach us. Thank you so much for being here too. We appreciate it. Next is Julie. Julie.
Hi, I'm going to try to turn on the video, but it was freezing before. I hope I have some good luck here. All right. Hi, everyone. My update is mainly around my visit with the principal at Halsey Junior High School 157. I think I saw Vincent. Are you there? Yes, I see. Hi. It had a lot of meaning for me because not only because I'm the liaison for that school, but I was a student there 34 years ago. That makes me feel really old. And Halsey really was what made me who I am today. The education there was phenomenal back then. And the school looks beautiful. I was admiring the artwork by the students. We had such a good conversation about the school, his mission, vision, values, how the school's performing his philosophy, and we both bonded over methods of learning. I'm in the adult learning field, and it really resonated how they collaborate, all the teachers and the staff around creating that environment. But I really loved also the social emotional learning, the importance of leadership, and teaching kids to be leaders. So thank you for that visit. I didn't get a chance to tour the school physically. I would like to go back and see the school and see the needs of the school in terms of the physical space. But it's in really good hands. I'm sure I'm forgetting to say something. And then we talked about class size. That is definitely an area of concern, and I'm sure there'll be more discussion to come. That's my update.
Thank you, Julie. And next we have Quentin Mezzatin. Quentin, council member.
I love doing this part. Well, no, I just have so much good news. I was at that district meeting and I got to like really get to see how our district works, heard from the chancellor, and it's always a pleasure to see Dr. Blake and his crew, Dr. Chanel, because you guys hold it down so much. Y'all look out for me, and y'all had me hold my D75 superintendent accountable as well, because you guys communicate with me more than he does. So he's working on that, and we're gonna have a better relationship. So I don't gotta give you guys all the weight. And but I know y'all like it. So that's cool. And yeah, I look forward to all the commitments that were made. That was really powerful. And I look forward to all the success and progress that we're gonna make as a team. And one big news that happened was the New York City school bus caregiver app. With a lot of them families in D75, our kids take the bus. And some families, I just gave my kids iPads so I could track them. And some families use trackers themselves. But now the buses have trackers for the families that didn't do their own tracking. So you can now actually download the app and see where that bus is. So you know when it's coming, if it's running late, you kind of see what block it's on, and you know where your child is because your child is on that bus. And you have to have a NYC schools account. So if you don't have an account, why don't you have an account is a good question. But if you don't, get an account, because you can't use the app without the account. That's how you log in. And just because we've had so many issues with the bus, the CEC28 Office of Pupil Transportation Committee is having a meeting on February 6th at 6 p.m. So you could just give them all your concerns, compliments on the app, or if it's not working for you, they can definitely help you on that meeting. And I always just throw this in the chat, just because if there's any other families in D75 who have their students, that link right there is the 811Q. They have their town hall meetings, and their next one is February 27th at 9:30 a.m. and at 6 p.m. just for the convenience. And it's a lot of information. The Zoom I just mentioned on February 6th, the events that they have within those schools. And if you need any direct help with your children in D75, you want to talk to Principal Nicole, Sonia Silvers, and they can give you a couple more advice and tools that you can use on that app that you can't really get here. Not that you guys won't do the research for me and give me the tools, Dr. Blake. I know y'all will, but you know, they got it over there. So other than that, I'm just looking forward to a good year, and things are looking up, and I know we have a vacation this month, so I'm definitely peace.
Thank you so much, Quentin. Thank you so much. You know, I want to say this to you, Quentin. You're the first. A lot of parents over the years have advocated to have a D75 seat on the CEC platform, the platform that advocates for children, all scholars. And for many years, the chancellor regulations didn't include it. And for the first time ever, now we have 11 members of the council. We have a seat, specific seat, that every time we have elections every 2 years for CEC, one parent who's appointed to the CEC board needs to be a D75 parent. And you're the first one that we have for the history of this council. And I want to say to you that you hit the ground running. I remember when you first came and we spoke about what you are, who you are, what you're doing, how proud you were. That I remember that of that fact that you are a D75 parent. You were proud of that. Two, you were lost. You're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm gonna help. I'm not sure what my role gonna be. But you figured it out really quickly, and you hit the ground running, and you've been doing a great job advocating for families for D75. Now everyone knows about D75. Everyone knows to come to you with concerns, and I want to uplift that and tell you to continue doing that. It's a space that has been forgotten for a very, very long time, and the updates that you're bringing, the energy that you're bringing for this community of students, it's phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're going to have Simone Dornbach. Simone?
Good evening, parents. I wanted to quickly congratulate Dr. Blake. I'm so happy that you're officially now the real superintendent, not the interim. And I also wanted to say thank you to Vic Nareen, who has been working in the background silently to address some of the concerns that parents brought up, school leadership brought up, and Natifa brought up. I had the pleasure, together with Tanya, to visit the CB12 Education Committee meeting, and it was super interesting. We heard again about the charter school, Hebrew Public. They were also here I believe in December. And there are plans to open that charter school here in District 28. It's on Queens Boulevard and Hillside Avenue. I also visited MS72 for their SLT and junior high school 190. For that one, I was only on Zoom, and I realized that it's so much better when I can be there in person to actually also, just interact and have that little chit chat here and there that you cannot have on Zoom. I attended the SLT visit, SLT at Halsey, and I want to thank Julie for picking up where I left off. I think it's important to address the concerns that parents bring up about the class size law. There are things that are certainly that have to be addressed by the DOE. I would like to just mention that the Racial A funding through the borough president is open. So if principals, I mean, you are so much better informed than I am as a council member, but I wanted to just bring it up that you can apply for additional funding. In addition, I have some information for middle schoolers to apply for an opportunity to work with the New Victory Theater, Speak Up and Act Out. I will put all of those things that I'm mentioning into the chat. I'm not going to go into details. I'm just going to plug it into the chat so that you can look it up. I also want to mention the Summer Youth Employment Program. The applications are now available. In addition, I read an article at Chalkbeat about the fact that a lot of families are not aware that they still have money on their PEBT cards. And it's really important that you check your balance and that you use it, because otherwise you're losing a lot of money. I do know that there was money added, I believe in the summer, and I think in September or October. And it's just if you read the article, there is a number where you can call to find out your balance, and also if you lost your card to get it replaced. It is Black History Month, and this year's theme is African Americans and the Arts. We from the CEC, we were sent an email from the Jamaica Community Partnership, and I'm going to share that because there's also local celebration and many different resources for this month. And just like the children are learning more this month about Black history, I always think we adults can also educate ourselves. And one resource that I am using every year is 28 Days of Black History. It's a free resource online. Every day you're learning something new. This year you're getting an additional day, so you're getting 29 days. I also wanted to say Happy Lunar New Year to all those families celebrating. It is indeed a very special year this year. And I did see in the chat that no one has addressed that it was the Holocaust Remembrance Day on January 27th. It is always a very sad day, especially for me, because as you may hear from my accent, I'm a German-American citizen. So it's important to remember what happened. Sometimes I feel that we don't take history seriously enough. Things can go really, really, really bad if we don't watch out, if we don't speak up, and if we forget what happened during history. And that is true for the German history and the Jewish history, just like it is true for other populations' history. But do let us remember this day. Okay, that's it from my side.
Thank you so much. And next we have Adriana Alessier.
Thank you, VJ.
Go ahead now. Hello? We're not hearing you, Adriana. You're muted. Okay, so we'll come back to Adriana while we figure that out. Next, we're gonna have.
So I unmuted and it made that echo sound.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, that's good. Go for
There
it.
we go. Fabulous. Thank you. I'm going to start again. Hello, everyone. I am the liaison for 349Q, for 86Q, and for 896Q. Now that our priority projects have been submitted to SCA, I'll be meeting with the leadership at each school in the next couple of weeks to hold strategy sessions, mostly surrounding applying for and gaining additional funding. I also recently attended a Jamaica Community Partnership meeting. Those are incredible meetings. If you have the time or the bandwidth to attend, definitely recommend, because there's tons of information and they make a lot of effort to answer questions in real time and to be sure that the folks who are in charge of answering are extremely knowledgeable, very well versed, and able to give a concise explanation to keep the meeting rolling. Great meetings. I also attended this past week, the Office of Student Enrollment held an informational kind of Q&A session regarding middle school admissions. And I'm sure there's going to be more information available soon from DOE. And the last thing I wanted to share is that there's an upcoming citizenship event. Senator Adabo, along with Councilmember Schulman and Councilmember Ariola, are hosting this event on February 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at PES 60. There are some minimum requirements, so I'm going to place the flyers in the chat, and I think there's English and then 3 translations. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Adriana. Next, we have Gurumurti Kalyanaram. Gurumurti, council member.
Yeah, thank you. I visited with 144, PS 144, although virtually I attended their SLT meeting in January. The principal advised the agenda was relatively light and that I may want to visit in person on another occasion. Anyway, consistent with its reputation, PS 144 appears to be in confident posture. They seem to be self-assured. I plan to visit with PS 174. I've been in conversation with the principal there, Dr. Lewis, and I hope to visit this month sometime. They are in search of an excellent, as she says, parent coordinator, and she has sought my help. And any of you know any candidate you may want to forward to the principal. And I said I'll help her in the process. And that's it. I want to wish all of us, all of you, a reflective Black History Month and a celebratory Chinese New Year this month. Thank you all.
Thank you, GK. And last but not least, we have Tanya Wend. Tanya?
Hello, everyone. It's rough being the newest member because so many other people stole some thunder. So some of the things I'm going to say you might have already heard before, but I'm going to say them anyway because I want to speak. So per Venus Ketchum's request at our last meeting, she said, hey, can everybody introduce yourselves and introduce your school, make it a little bit more robust. So here's my go at it. I'm the parent of a third grader at PS 144. I sit on the board there and I'm an SLT member there as well. I'm also the liaison for PS 220 in Forest Hills, MS 287 Emerson in Jamaica, and MS 332, the Magnet School of Leadership and Exploration, also in Jamaica. First of all, I do want to thank Vic, who some people already gave a shout out to. He spoke a little bit before about his quick follow-up to some of the concerns Latifa and I and Simone had raised in our last meeting regarding illegal dumping and the installation of speed bumps to kind of reduce, any risk of harm to kids at the campus of Emerson, Grosley, and York. It's not like a fixed problem, but I really do appreciate the efforts that are being made to make sure that our school environments are safe and welcoming. So thank you, Vic. Yeah, and at the last meeting, Vanessa Sparks had invited us to listen in on Community Board 12's Education Committee meeting. So Simone and I were there on January 16th to listen in, and we did hear from John Rosenberg, who is the CEO and president of the Hebrew Public Charter School. Right, he was discussing his proposal to open the nonprofit charter maybe in September 2025. They want to start out, kind of small with just grades K through 1. D28 kids would get priority. It would be in a private facility and not co-located. It would be located in the southeast end of Queens, kind of adjacent to Briarwood, Jamaica, Kew Gardens. There was a robust Q&A session where a lot of people asked about, will the school have the ability to serve students with IEPs or students for whom receive sets, as well as the curriculum that would be offered and the language program. Quentin and I went to the citywide parent and district leadership meeting, which Sonia also discussed as well. It was at the Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn. And so I got to spend some time with Superintendent Blake and Deputy Superintendent Hall and Sonia as well. And so we got to brainstorm some ways in which we can bring the district together and get to know one another better and collaborate and celebrate and knowledge share. So that was a really cool event. Everybody's already kind of mentioned the town hall that's going to happen with Chancellor Banks on March 11th. You'll have more information coming on that, but you can mark your calendar the evening of March 11th. You can either come in person or join online. I plan to attend PS 220's SLT in person on Monday. The last time I tried to join, my Zoom link didn't work. So I said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go in person and see them in person next time. I'm going to visit the Magnet School of Leadership and Exploration with Principal Katan Brown on Tuesday, February 13th. Hopefully that day will work for both of us, and I'll get to go there. And then my fellow CEC members, Natifa and Simone, are going to plan a joint visit to the campus where we have 3 schools later in February. So next meeting, I'll have a lot to report back on my schools. Yeah, to address I wanted to address some of the speakers that spoke in our last meeting. I think it was Corrine Bale mentioned the importance of ensuring that we teach students not only about the struggles of marginalized groups, but also celebrate the culture. No one wants to be represented or summed up by the worst things that have happened to them, right? So I think that that's really relevant, not only for the Jewish community, but also Black History Month, right? It shouldn't be just about, oh, let's celebrate people that struggled and let's celebrate how people overcame a struggle. Let's also celebrate all of the, baseline, great, important celebratory things that we can. And so in that vein, I found a really great resource. There's a Jewish Children's Museum in Brooklyn, and they actually have a public school initiative where school teachers can take their kids free of charge if they, plan it out and apply ahead of time. I'll put information in the chat about that. But basically, the purpose of the museum is for visitors of all faiths and backgrounds to kind of gain a positive perspective and awareness of the Jewish heritage, and experience Jewish history and culture and traditions in an interactive and hands-on way. So again, I'll put some information in the chat about that, because a free field trip, again, it's in Brooklyn, so it's a little far, but a free field trip opportunity sounds great. All right, there was also some free STEM spring break enrichment program. So the spring break that's coming up in April, there's some opportunities for you to try to get your kids signed up if you want them busy from like 9 to 3 for that week. It's a limited application, like deadlines coming up, and there's preference given to kids who attend Title I schools. So I will put that information in the chat. And again, Simone already mentioned it, but the PEBT benefits are running out. They're going to just like disappear. So please check your cards. And if you don't, have a card, I'm going to put in the chat, and it's been put in the chat a couple times. Check. It's like millions of dollars that people are not using. And if you don't need it personally, use it and buy food and put it in a food bank or something, or take it to a food bank. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Tanya. And that wraps up our council members update, and I'm grateful to all of you for doing all the amazing work that you have been doing. You're not new council members anymore, none of you are, because you have shown that you're ready to do the work, and you're doing a great job, all of you, with really visiting the schools and bringing back the information. And to all the principals who are here and administrators of the schools, your CEC liaison is not here to be a fault finder. We're not here to go to your schools to say what's wrong about it. We are here to listen and to uplift the work that you're doing. So when we have requests for our CEC members to visit your school and do a walkthrough, we are really looking forward to see your school and really celebrate your success and really listen to any concerns you may have, but also to find ways to really uplift. So feel free to reach out to your CEC liaison. Dorinda, do you mind please putting the link to our website on the chat feature? So if you have not done so, you can look at that list and you'll see who the liaison is to your school. And even parents, you can also reach out to the liaisons and echo any concerns or comments that you may have, and we will definitely work to elevate and to uplift, and find ways to build bridges and not break barriers. Okay, so thank you so much for all that you do, council members. You're doing a great job. I also want to echo January 27th that just passed recently, Holocaust Memorial Day. Let's not forget. January 27th, Holocaust Remembrance Day. And maybe what we can do going forward, I think what would be nice to do is if one of our council members can do a whole thing ahead of time of what's coming up next month, like for March month, we can say what's happening in April. So we know the dates coming up, so we can all echo and uplift various communities and cultures and ethnicities, and at our meeting would be great, as best as we can do. Last but not least, Bruce Zihal, anything you want to add really quickly? Can we please allow him to unmute really quickly, please?
Okay, got it, VJ. Thanks, VJ, for giving me a couple of minutes. It's great to be here with everyone. As always, I do want to publicly congratulate Superintendent Blake on being appointed as the superintendent of District 28. I really believe that, look, we have a great district, we all know that, but under his leadership, I really believe we'll become even greater. He has been collaborating with all the stakeholders, including the UFT, and we look forward to continuing the collaborations. One of them he mentioned with the UFT, which was the establishment of teacher centers in our district, UFT teacher centers in our district. We just had a grand opening at PS 139. It was a great day with Dr. Blake, Senator Adabo, Councilman Holden, The children performed at the school. It was wonderful. These teacher centers, just so that everybody knows, these are rooms in our schools where the educators of in the building, in school buildings, can receive quality professional development. They have access to technology and resources that will move the schools forward. And the schools that establish these teacher centers in them, like 139, like 72, we mentioned last month that had a grand opening, like PS 175, like MS8, who have established these teacher centers. They truly have a vision to improve the profession of education and the lives of children academically, socially, and emotionally. Last thing to say, which is important, VJ had said I attend all meetings, but I might actually miss the town hall with the chancellor, but for a very important reason. March 11th is also UFT Lobby Day, and I'll be up in Albany along with the UFT members from our districts and also parents advocating for what our schools and our children need that day. So with all of that said, I wish everyone a great rest of your evening. And again, great to be with you all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Bruce. So at this point in time, we'll be going to our public comment section. So each of you will have 3 minutes to speak. Can we please ask Jaylyn, do you mind please doing the time check? When we give 3 minutes, you just ask each person to wrap up. Okay, when they have this, and you can unmute and say time up. That's totally fine. We don't have to put the time on the screen, please, because I think we want to see people's faces, and I appreciate that. So Jaylyn, if you guys definitely just give a time up and unmute, we'll do a great job. Latifa or Dorinda, do you mind us unmuting the following people, please? You can unmute Irene, Barbara, and Ann F, so that they'll speak in that order. So first we have Irene. You have 3 minutes. Start.
Good evening, everyone. So as we all know, January 27th was Holocaust Remembrance Day. And on the heels of this day, I, along with about 200 other Jewish parents of New York City, including our school district, held a rally yesterday in front of the Tweed House, requesting that Chancellor Banks take concrete actions to fight and combat anti-Semitism in our public schools. And in light of that, I would like to point out that it's just a pure shame that our CEC still has a member on it that was removed by Queensborough President Richards publicly on several occasions and refuses to leave the CEC. Queensborough President Richards made public statements that many of you may have read in the newspaper, Queens Chronicle, where he said that he does not wish for Adriana Alicia to continue serving his office on the CEC. He also appointed a new person who has been vetted by the DOE, but DOE face is not able to put that person into the seat because the seat has not been vacated by the CEC member. And so now the matter is now being handled by Chancellor Banks, who has to waste his time even further to deal with this instead of dealing with the important issues that he has to deal with in our city. And I would also like to point out something that some of you may not be aware of, that the same CEC member who refuses to leave the CEC at the behest of our borough president resigned as president of her PA on the elementary school where she served as the president of the PA. The reason she resigned the day before they were going to take a vote on removing her was because if they take a vote to remove her, she would no longer be eligible to run for a CEC seat in the future. So to avoid being ineligible, she resigned. So clearly she knows how to resign, when to resign, but she refuses to do this for our CEC. And we continue month after month dealing with this. The Jewish parents of this district feel unsafe having Adriana Alicia represent our children and our families on the CEC. And it is a shame that it is coming down to this murky and very, very tiny technicality that she's hanging on to, when it's clear to the public and everybody else who is following this that the borough president does not wish. He's the one who appointed her. She serving at his pleasure. Okay, she was not elected by parents. And so since he appointed her, he has the right to remove her. And he has publicly on several occasions, but she refuses to leave. And so I am just making these statements out there for everybody to be aware of what's going on, as not everybody may follow it closely. And it's just a pure shame that we have to deal with this month after month after month when we continue speaking about it and saying how it makes Jewish parents and children feel in this district. Thank you.
Thank you. Time's up.
Thank you, Jay. I guess you guys are in sync. Thank you so much. Next we have is Barbara Robinson, followed by Ann, sorry, Barbara, followed by Ann F., Vanessa Sparks, Limor Nesser. Bruce, are you going to speak again? You spoke already? No? Okay. Then we have Sasha Cruz and Ari Feldman, just so you guys have those lineup. So next we have Barbara. Go for it, Barbara.
Thank you. My name is Barbara Robinson, and I'm here representing the teachers and staff of PS 139. I wanted to let you know about some of the wonderful things that are happening at our school. The teachers and staff have been working collaboratively with parents to build school spirit and community. We recently had a pep rally to kick off our color challenge, which was suggested by the parents and worked on by administration, teachers, and parents. The school showcases our students at monthly events. Each month is a different grade, and parents can come in and see a presentation made by their children reflecting what they are learning in class. Teachers communicate daily with parents and are very interested in continuing to work together with parents and administration. Our school has many great programs, which include a glee club, a soccer team, a basketball team, a cheer squad, and a student council that works to make improvements in the school as well as outreach to the community. We also had a parent-suggested after-school chess program. The administration looked into the program and was able to bring it to the students in our school. Each year, our physical education teacher, Brenda Zuckerman, works with students to create an international festival where we celebrate the many different cultures found in our school. The teachers are dedicated to working in collaboration with administration and parents to make PS 139 the best school it can be. Education works best when we all work together. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Barbara. So also we have sign-up speakers in person. Quentin, can you please get that list and let's call the person's name, please, Quentin? The person who's to speak next in person, followed by Ann F.
The first one live? Okay, so we have Al. You're up.
So what we can do is maybe have Al speak at one of your computers, because when we put the other thing on the other side, it goes crazy. So if Al can speak, Al, do you mind going to one of the computers about the CC members, or they can turn their computer to you, please?
So don't know me, I'm the president of CEC28. I'm a longtime resident of District 28. Graduated from PS 117 to 17. My kids attended G&T programs at PS 220. So anyway, I'm here to offer my help to your council. CEC28 had a town hall 3 weeks ago. So if you're interested, I can give you some tips on what happened, how we made it successful, and that will help you with your council, your preparations for the town hall. The second thing I want to mention, and I heard tonight, there's a bunch of council members who mentioned concerns about the class size reduction law. So I just want to inform you that the co-chair, Dr. David Farmer, principal of Francis Lewis High School, has stated that he is interested, that he's available to talk about the law. So if you're interested, you can invite him to your upcoming CC meetings to let him speak about the issues and problems with the law and possible solutions, which is very important because everyone wants class sizes to be reduced. I want to close up with one final comment. A couple council members mentioned that February 10th is Chinese New Year's, and that is true for those of us who are Chinese. But in the spirit of diversity, I think only one council member, I think Simone, said it correctly. It should be stated as Lunar New Year, because other cultures also celebrate that day. It's not just Chinese New Year, but it's also Vietnamese and Korean also. And that's all I want to say. So hope you get back well rested from your trip. Coincidentally, I dropped off one of my best friends at the airport last week, who is visiting family in Mumbai and Chennai. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Al. And we also, one of the good things about CEC28 is that we have so many presidents from other councils, 27, 29, 26, 20, various ones who attend our meetings, and it's great collaboration. Again, we collaborate across the board, and Al, we welcome you as the president of CEC26. I want to welcome you and thank you for the work that you do, the incredible work that you do, and the advocacy that you do also. Welcome, and in person too. Thank you. It's great to see you. Next we have is Ann F. Ann.
Hi, yes, thank you.
There it is. Go for it. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I am a D28 parent. Sorry, it just sounded like I got muted again. Yes, I am a D28 parent, and I am here to bring 2 requests to the board, one of which is a reminder of a request that I made last October to draft a resolution that the board resists the influence of political groups. Yes, one was for Moms for Liberty. This is a group that's who has a specific intention to advocate against school curricula that speaks on diversity. Following my request, I had a very constructive conversation with Vijay. We discussed its relevance and its urgency, and I was told he would co-sponsor this resolution. So I was very surprised last month that the board completely eclipsed my requests. You passed other resolutions unlike what was discussed, and I found these lacked a thorough vetting process. And I thought that one was a completely unchecked anti-Black criticism against one of our own public high schools. And to no surprise, once it was passed, it seemed to greenlight baseless and racially charged comments in the chat, in the CEC chat, with one parent claiming that it wasn't a white student who attacked a teacher at the Hillcrest High School incident. And then another board member was disgustingly subjected to anti-Black dog whistling in the chatter when another parent criticized their decision to abstain by calling them a spade is a spade. These have been enormously harmful to witness at your CEC meetings. They disgust me, and they should disgust all of you. So I am representing my reminder of the request that I made in October. There are board members who may be partial to their endorsements, but their claim to be apolitical after that January meeting is clearly now insincere. So as a parent, I am asking the board to heed the initial request for a resolution. My second request is that PS 186 needs a crossing guard. There was an incident where a belligerent parent used a racist epithet and they attacked a staff member who was responsible for coordinating the buses on 112th Street during dismissal time. And now that school is no longer able to do that because the employee rescinded their volunteerism for that task. The traffic and illegal parking there is unsafe. We have parents parking on crosswalks, and we have parents who are parking on actual sidewalks now. I have taken photos of all these incidences over the last 2 weeks. Last week, a parent accosted a small bus driver. He approached her window. He called her stupid, among other names. And because they had to wait, because her aide was assisting a disabled child to board the bus. The 112, I visited them. They told us they cannot support it. They'll talk to the community leader there, but we are not seeing any progress made with this issue. We need this to be escalated appropriately so we can have a backfill for the crossing guard that we have not had, or we need adequate security to be able to conduct the buses and safely cross these students. I know that I'm about to get hit by a car. We had another incident where a car was rear-ended, and this is what I'm bringing to the CEC. Thank you.
And which school is that, Anne? Was she muted? Was it PS 120? No, 196?
Yes, 196. Thank you.
Okay, so we will definitely get our liaison for that school to contact the principal of that school and see what we can work with the district and the local precinct to see how we can address. And again, that concern is a concern across the city, but also in District 28, where we have a lot of issues with speeding cars. And I have echoed it many times before about speed bumps becoming a thing around the school. On every block around the school should have a speed bump on it. I know Councilmember Schulman and I spoke recently about this again, and I'm going to bring it up to her again to really advocate and see how we can garner support from local elected officials to have speed bumps, but also to traffic controlling the cars not being parked on the sidewalks, cars not, going, all that you mentioned. We can figure out something and figure out a way how we can make it a safe place, because let's not wait till a child gets hurt or someone gets hurt then to act, kind of thing. That's sadly how things work, but we will try to do, before that happens. Next, we're going to have Quentin, any more speakers in person?
Yes.
Please call in.
Yes, it's your turn, Sasha. Let's go.
All right. Thank you for having me today. Sorry. Different spot.
We
All right.
don't see.
So, hi everyone. So wanted to bring a topic I've been discussing with the budget at Donovan's office, like the capital plan budget that's coming up. We know that there's budget cuts to our schools, and how our school gets impacted. I feel a lot, and especially right now that you guys are speaking about the RESO-A, parents are not engaged on these submissions, and quite often our school is slighted. So I think that, and in speaking with Iraq, parents are not part of the regulation that comes with this, and I'm looking for a proposal that for these either capital plans at the school or the RESO-A, that there is a mandate that the parents, PTAs do sign off. And I think it should be mandatory, because quite often, there's great principals that submit it each and every time and have the support and backing of the parents, others don't, and then our school gets slighted from these capital plans, or they're maybe not as important and not what the community needs. So having, and it's probably just what the principal needs and not necessarily the school, the parents, the constituents. A lot of these principals live outside of the 5 boroughs. So how is it that they have a say on what happens in our jurisdiction? We are the constituents of Queens, so we should have a louder voice than these admins at our school. That's it.
Thank you so much, Sasha. Next we have is Vanessa Sparks.
Good evening and happy Black History Month 2024. As the descendant of folks that were kidnapped from the continent of Africa, brought here and made slaves and built this country, because on our backs, everything in this country was built. So happy Black History Month. I bring you greetings from Community Board 12 under the leadership of Reverend Carlene Thorbs and the education chairperson, Latoya Grant. I bring greetings. I want to say first, thank you to the entire Community Education Council District 28 and the CEC of District 28. Congratulations to you, Dr. Blake. From the time you came in, you reached out to the community board, and I believe we have developed a very, very good relationship and partnership. Thank you for attending our monthly meeting as well as our education committee meeting last month. I want to thank the CEC members that came on the education committee meeting for January. I hope to see all of you return in February, and let's strengthen this relationship that we have between Community Board 12 and CEC 28 as well as the District 28. So just really quick, again, I'm not going to go over again because several people spoke about the presentation that was made by the Hebrew Charter School and the proposed charter that they're looking to open in District 28 to be located on Queens Boulevard near Hillside Avenue. I would encourage, if you have not already done so, to please reach out to their CEO and have him speak with your CEC, because there are some unanswered questions, and I believe that if they're not kind of addressed now, it's going to blow up really badly once the school opens. I just want to add, also I do want to bring this update. There was a proposal, or there is another charter school that is looking to open in District 28. They have no specificity. I don't know if they have reached out to your CEC as of yet, but I'm gonna let you know they are quietly trying to recruit in District 28. That's all I really want to say right now. And I just want to say this, we can celebrate ourselves without slighting someone else. I do not want to see District 28 go back to the bad old days where it was an extremely divided district. I think more than anybody else on here, I have history as a student in District 28 beginning in 1969 as part of an integration initiative in District 28. Started in 1969 as part of an integration initiative in District 28 in 1970, as a parent of a child that attended all of her school in District 28, as the first PTA co-president for Queens Gateway to Health Sciences Secondary School, which is this is our 30th year anniversary. I do not want to see this district go back to the bad old days of absolute divided politics. We can agree to disagree. We can celebrate. I celebrate me, and I will always recognize someone else. So let's not do this. We do not want to go back to those bad old days. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanessa Sparks, and thank you for always being here and bringing greetings from Community Board 12. We are partners and we are building. Thank you so much. And please give Reverend Torres my greetings and my regards as well, and Carlene as well. Quentin, do we have any other speakers in person? I saw Tanya said no. Okay, Simon said okay. He's getting there. Okay. Next, we're gonna have Lemore Nesser. Lemore. Is Lemore still here?
Hello. Yes.
There you are.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So first, I appreciate everything that you do. It's truly great, and congrats to the new super, Dr. Blake. In the spirit of celebrating Black American Month and diversity and respect for all, I was really happy to hear that Tanya said about the Jewish Museum opportunity, because I basically just learned that May is Jewish Heritage Month. I didn't know. I checked. So it is true, and it's been that way since 2006. So I wanted to ask that we get prepared, like you mentioned, Vijay, for this month, and being more inclusive. That could be books in the schools' libraries that speak about the Jewish heritage, Jewish identity, and provide resources to learn about the culture, to celebrate the Jewish American history and heritage of the last 350 years that Jews have been living here. Also, in the spirit of fighting anti-Semitism and hate, I asked last month a question that got no response, and I've sent emails and everyone did as well. And I will ask again, please, really wanting to know, why is Adriana Alicia sitting here on the board? It's basically not only absurd, it's also offensive to the entire Jewish community, because she expressed very strong sentences, anti-Jewish sentences, that caused her removal by the borough president. So why is she still here? Is that basically respect for all, or basically respect for all except for the Jewish community? It's basically not clear. So she's not representing me or my community or my children. I just want to make it clear. And if anyone can please respect us and explain why, because if there is a reason, we would like to know. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'll answer you why, and I'll share what information I have to you and to the entire community. We received a letter from Borough President Rich's office stating that he had a conversation with Councilmember Adriana Alicia, stating that he no longer wants her to represent his office. That was a conversation. At that time, I asked him also for the resignation letter from Adriana Alicia. They never sent that to me. Then I bumped it up to FACE and to the office of the DOE to give us guidance of, because when a member is selected for the council, we receive an oath of office. They have to sign that from FACE, and then they can serve. And if a member is vacated or no longer serving, we also get clearance from FACE to let us know this member is no longer a member. And FACE also sent a letter back to the borough president's office asking them, can they provide the letter that states that this member resigned? So it's no longer on the CEC perspective, but we are for or against, or we are saying this member should serve or should not serve because this member was not elected by the community, but this member was appointed by the borough president's office. At this point, it's between the DOE and the BP's office to determine what they need to do. And until I receive clear guidance or any kind of written proof from anyone else, I, as a president of this CEC, cannot vacate a seat without clearance or proper documentation stating that this member is no longer serving. So I think, and just to address your concern, to let you know, I hear your emails, I have all your information, and whatever information I have, you also have. The community, whatever needs to happen, needs to be taken up with the DOE and the borough president's office. They need to figure out on their end who says what, who does what, and who gives a final decision on what. Until I don't receive any clear letter stating that this member has resigned and it is this way, I cannot do anything about this. And she will continue to serve until such letter is given to me. So I hope that you understands that, and respectfully, it's DOE at this point and the BP's office. That's where you need to take your concerns next to. And that's fair. And that's how I will lead and continue to lead for all members on our council. All members on our council. Okay. So that's all I have to say on that. Next, we're gonna have Bruce, you spoke already. And next is Sasha Cruz. Sasha?
Sasha also spoke.
Oh, that was the person in person? Okay. The person in person. Okay. Ari, Ari.
Let me, okay, it's Ari.
Is Ari there still?
Are you, he was, Ari, are you able to unmute? It's not allowing me to unmute him. Ari? He's here.
It's not letting me
Can
unmute.
someone else try to unmute? Dorinda, can you try as the host?
I did try. I made him co-host so he can unmute himself. I could take it up when he's done.
Okay, go ahead, Ari.
Okay, so I think Ari's having some technical issues. And Ari, I'll wait for you. I'll give you 2 minutes to sign on and sign back in, okay? So just go do that. And I wanna, so while Ari does that, I wanna echo this really quickly to the entire community. We also have to understand something, right? I noticed too, as Vanessa Sparks said earlier on, we never had this type of concern or issues in our community where so much hate is being spewed on all sides on our chats. And I want to acknowledge that. I want to uplift that that we don't want that. Okay. This platform is not meant for a place for everyone to come and just really spew the negativity and the hate and I'm right and you are wrong and we are better and you are worse and what about me or what about you? I mean, there is enough space for all of us. I promise you. And if we omit or we did not say something, just let us know. We are so happy to say, hey, here it is. Here we're going to highlight something. But please know that the CEC and the way I lead and the way my council leads, we're not intentionally not acknowledging something or someone or some event. We are not, no, trust me, we are so busy. We have many kids and work and everything. And we are not doing this. We are here to uplift, and unite and to bring this community as one. And this has been one amazing space for the many years now, where it has been a place where we could come and have a wonderful meeting. And I'm asking you, if you feel strongly about something, please email me. Let me help you. Help me to help you by emailing me directly and tell me what's going on, and let me find ways to help. But doing it on the chat just to get comments or to get likes, it just put a bad spotlight on you. One, two, no one is right and no one's wrong at that point. That point, it just becomes negative. And we don't want to do that. We can build our way to success and support each other. So Ari, are you there now?
Yep, I switched to my computer, so working now.
Go for it, Ari. So yeah.
Great, thanks so much. So I want to take a second to say thank you to Vija and to the entire CEC for all the work that you do. We know that you put a lot of hours into it, and that includes Adriana Alicia. I know that she is an amazing community servant, and I do want to just say something that Irene had said, that she resigned because of like wanting to run for future things, et cetera, et cetera. I know that she has received a lot of harassment, and that it was a personal family choice for her to resign. So please don't like assume that you know other people's business. So I'm just going to leave that there. The thing that I wanted to talk about, actually, I guess I think also relates to Irene, is that those who may or may not know, Moms for Liberty, it's an organization from Florida, has been labeled a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, is trying to take root in New York City. They have a Queens chapter now. You may have remembered some of them came and spoke at our CEC. Well, they also had a national town hall. Their national leadership came here to New York City and spoke, and they had people who are elected CEC officials in CEC2. So I want to make people realize this is not just like a Florida issue. This is not something that's like, oh, this isn't affecting us. There is a CEC, CEC2 that has actual Moms for Liberty speakers at their events. I'm going to give you some quotes from some of the things they said. So for example, the woman Maud Marin, who was on the panel, she is one of the founders of Place NYC. You may be familiar with that organization. There was a woman who identified herself as a proud queer woman outside who was protesting, and Maud said, quote, which I think means she's a straight girl without a boyfriend. She also said she critiqued the LGBTQ community, saying that when I was in high school, those kids were gay, those kids are now queer or bisexual, trans, or something else. And I think there's a deep homophobia in that. She's calling the LGBTQ community homophobic. She also said there's no such thing as trans kids because there's no such thing as transition, and called it an abomination. These are our elected officials in some of the CECs. So when we have people coming here complaining about, somebody made a comment about a political event in a foreign country, the people who are serving in our CECs are also making comments about our own children in our own city. And kids, if you don't know already, students who are queer, especially students who are trans, have some of the highest suicide rates of all of our students. We need to create a place that is open for our students, a place that is supportive of our students, and we need to make sure that that is at the forefront. So I appreciate that our CEC has done a lot to make sure that we have a welcoming space, and I urge you to make sure that that continues. It's so important that we are open, that we are supportive of our students' identities, and when we make mistakes and do things that are not supportive of our students, which happens sometimes. We all make mistakes. We need to own up to those mistakes. Okay. So I'm going to keep it at that. But I do want to say, like, please know that this is not just some foreign
time up.
issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So at this point in time, the time now is, well, the time where I'm at is sometime in the morning here. So it's like early. So what time is it there, Adriana, or somebody else? See, that's who pays them.
It's 8:40. But VJ, 1 minute before you close this off, I just wanted to highlight our upcoming town hall on March
Yes, I was-
11th. I mentioned it
Okay.
before. And Doreen or anyone, are you able to just share the flyer? So the registration should be open soon. It would be at March 11th at MS 217. You know, we had the opportunity to host the first Chancellor's Town Hall when our Chancellor was first elected. And we have an opportunity again. You know, there's definitely issues that, you know, you may want to bring to him. It is an in-person one. It will have some virtual opportunity for you to join in. Please note that the virtual is a one-way virtual. You will be able to see, but you will not be able to ask questions and so forth live. So we're asking you, once the link is up, please register. It will be at on Learn DOE. Please register. Please come out to MS 217 on March 11th at 6 p.m. For our Chancellor's Town Hall. It's an hour town hall, so please, with the registration, you will have an opportunity to submit questions. We will be vetting those questions. Unfortunately, in an hour, we cannot take all questions from the entire district, but we'll try to cover as many topics as possible. There's obviously a lot of passion within the 28, so here's an opportunity. So please come on up.
Thank you, Natifa. And to Ari's question and comments that you made, Ari, I know in the spirit of transparency, Member Simone Dornbach did bring up a resolution addressing the concerns of yours and many families in our district, yours and Anne, etc. And what it was only given to us like a few days, a week more or less before the meeting. So members had asked for more time to review this resolution that Simone proposed, and we hope that for our March meeting we'll share once we receive feedback from our council members, once they would have gotten a chance to do their vetting and or add comments, etc. We will definitely make a way to share that resolution with the community and also to put it on our agenda for the March month. Yeah, listen, we are here to serve you. We are here to really listen to you. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can find a space to speak about everything, right? So that's what we are doing. And we thank you for uplifting all your concerns. It is listened to, and we're doing the best that we can to address as much as we can. Being parents ourselves, working ourselves, we are active also in our community, and this is volunteer work, so we are doing the best that we can. Without further ado, I'll call this meeting to adjournment. This time, this meeting is adjourned. We can open up the what's it called? Unmute everyone so they can say hi and bye. Hi, Effie Zachary. I want to tell you thank you for doing a great job as our Effie. Where are you? Say hi really quickly, Effie. Effie, where are you?
Hi, I just got unmuted. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to talk, so my camera is not, I'm walking as we speak. So, I just want to say thank you very much. I'm here as your pep rep. Anything you need, let me know. The CEC council members know how to reach me. VJ and I have a great relationship. Anything I can do to support not only District 28, but any district in Queens and even the city in general, I'm here to do the best I can. Sometimes it's not easy to get things done, but all of us on the PEP really try to make a difference to improve the education of all the students in the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our PEP rep. I love that. Thank you, Effie, for the
Thank you, everyone.
You can all unmute and say bye-bye, everyone. Go ahead.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Everyone.
Good night,
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Good night,
Have a
everyone.
great night, everyone.
Bye.
Good
Good night.
Good night.
5 minutes. A business meeting. Hi, Elena. How are you?
I'm good. When are you coming back, VJ?
Crystal and Elena. Wow, I love the background. Your background.
I took that picture, VJ.
You did.
I did.
That's amazing. Simone, can we mute the microphone over there?
President Vijay Ramjatan.
No, what time is it now? Sorry.
It is 8:51.
Okay, so today is Thursday, February 1st. The time now is 8:51 p.m. and this is our business meeting for our calendar meeting. And this meeting is to be called a session at this time. We're going to be having our roll call. We're going to have Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis do the roll call.
President Vijay Ramjatan.
Here.
First Vice President Luzao. Lou?
He's here somewhere.
Second Vice President Nurun Swapna.
Present.
Treasurer Utah Chang.
He went to the bathroom. He'll be back.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah's coming.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis. I'm here. Member Simone Donbar.
I'm here.
Member Tanya Went. I'm here. Member Julissa. Member Quentin Messerton.
Here.
Member Adriana Alicia.
Here.
Member Jalen. Member Kalyaram Gurumurthy.
Yes, yeah.
I'm getting closer. All right, that's it.
Tanya, you call Tanya?
Yeah, I call Tanya.
Okay, excellent. So thank you so much, Natifa. So Tanya, can you please give me a count of how many people are in person?
We've got seven.
So we have quorum. Excellent. Okay, great. So council members, we thank you all for your cooperation and keeping your comments and your reports concise, because the meeting was specifically done this way this time around to leave enough time to get through every item that we have on the business meeting. So, and we don't prolong it. I reserve the right to ask all of you, if you want to speak, raise your hand and I will be acknowledged first. To speak, do not unmute until, or don't speak until you're acknowledged by myself, the chair of the board. And I will also ask you to keep your comments to 1 minute on any one topic. And we'll take a maximum of maybe 5-6 comments and we move on because we have to get things done. Main thing this meeting is to really talk about our town hall that's coming. That's big. Our town hall is coming up. Many of you, it's not your first time doing this, but for many of you, it is. So we're gonna educate each other and really build on each other's strengths, and we will make this a successful business meeting and town hall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dorinda is the chat feed, please. To all those who are not council members who are remaining.
I took it off. Can you still see it?
I think Vijay, you're frozen.
Boy, don't tell me. People
No.
Better.
Mhm.
I think more people are waking up now, so they're using the Wi-Fi. So it's gonna be one of those things. We're gonna get through this really quickly. All right, so I hear horns and outside and the cattles. Okay, listen, they're not using the Wi-Fi though, the cattles, okay. First item on the agenda is, and I'm gonna go through this, please respect my pace to get things done. I'm not rushing, but I wanna get through everything and we can talk about everything after we have extra time. So the first thing is, let's get through our minutes for the last meeting, please. This was shared across the board to all council members. Again, we're not discussing specifics here unless you didn't send that email out before, because it was sent to you as a draft form for you to provide feedback and comment to the recording secretary and Dorinda. And if you haven't done so, I make a motion to approve the minutes for January 2024. Okay, so minutes has been adopted. Thank you so much. You can stop sharing. And Dorinda, I want to thank you for really doing a great job. And one thing we had always want to make sure is make sure our minutes are up every month on a timely basis. And Dorinda, you've been doing a great job doing that. And I thank you for doing that and for really being on top of it. Which one is this one here? I'm zooming in. Hold on. I can't zoom in. Okay.
December.
This is December now.
Okay, so
you just approved January, so we also had December.
yes, I make a motion to approve December's minutes.
Second.
Okay, so we will have approved December and January. Thank you so much. We can have those both versions up. And that's that.
November.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
The first one was November.
Oh, sorry. So I make a motion to approve November. Can we second that first one? Sorry, mistake, just correct it.
Second that.
Thank you. December is approved. Yes, now, and now January's. Is January's ready?
January is ready, but give me a second, I have to find it.
Okay. In the meantime, Lou, can you please get the absentee forms up in the meantime? So you can have those just to go. Utah, can you please get the budget stuff ready? Tanya, can you please have your notes ready for the town hall discussion? Okay, so I make a motion to approve January's 2024 minutes.
Second.
Okay, so move along. So all minutes has been approved. And can someone have open, Simone, can you please open up the school calendar for July month and look at, and between you and Adriana, you can look at the school dates. We have to change our date for our July meeting. So if both of you can open up your July school calendar, and someone could look at other religious holidays for July too, so that way we can cross-reference as we adjourn our date for July's meeting. Okay, school liaison list. What's the concern with that? Has everyone been assigned? Is every school assigned? I believe every school has been assigned last meeting and everyone has been assigned. I think we shared some schools and other people shared schools. Does anyone have a concern about the school liaison list?
BJ, there's one school that doesn't have a liaison.
Okay, which school is that?
Okay, the way.
So while we had the meeting, there was no echo. So there's echoes now. What's going on?
Queen's Gateway.
Okay, so what you said, sorry?
Queen's Gateway is not, doesn't have any school liaison.
Okay, who wants to take Queen's Gateway?
680.
Please.
Queen 6.
Sorry. Anyone wants to take Queen's Gateway? And be the liaison for that school?
I'll take it. Quentin,
Thank-
actually shared
Thank you.
with District 29, so kind of fits you well.
Thank you, Quentin. So during that, you can make the announcement. You can do an initial email to Queen's Gateway with Quentin and make the introduction. Thank you so much, Quentin. Okay, next thing we're going to discuss is absentee forms. Lose out.
Okay, so we actually have a lot absentee to discuss. And in last January, we just virtual attendance because family reason, and for January is Jay's and VJ's and my Jay and VJ was out of country and I was sick, but also our virtual attendance. And this month we have VJ, we have Julie and JK and Natifa and Neuron.
Lou, can we just do January 1st? Let's go one at a time. So let's do Jalen. Let's go to Jalen. So Jalen had submitted a form requesting absence because of a family emergency. So
yeah, all of those are we have a form collected. So that's I want to make
what I'm saying, 1 month at a time. So let's do January month. Let's do one person at a time. So Jalen.
We didn't do December either, right? Yeah, from
So
December yours.
So let's do December 1st. December
for VJs. So do we do a roll call?
Yes, Natifa, do a roll call, please.
To grant exception for VJ's virtual attendance on December.
First Vice President Luzao.
Yes.
Second Vice President Nurul Swafna.
Yes.
Treasurer Yutao Chang.
Yes.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis, yes. Member Julissa. Can you okay. Go ahead. Member Julissa?
Yes.
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 Member Simone Dunbar.
Yes.
Member Tanya Wendt.
Yes.
Member Quentin Meserton.
Here. Yes.
Member Jalen.
Can you say that again, the voting? I'm sorry, I just stepped
We are
out.
voting for December.
VJ's virtual attendance.
Oh, sure.
Approved.
Yep.
Okay, and President VJ Ram Jackson. Oh, member Adriana Alicia.
Yes, of course.
And President VJ Ram Jackson.
No, yes.
All right, so that that was
miss you all so much. You have no idea. I miss this space. I miss you all so much. But yes. Thank you all.
Okay, so let's do the January all together just for the sake of time. So January we have
all together, Lou, because you have to vote on each instance. You know, even though they come under the same thing.
So in January, let's do VJs again. January meeting virtual attendance. VJ. I make a motion to approve.
One question, VJ. Do we have to do a roll call or can we accept or not just like in the minutes? There's a question, raise it.
I think I'm not sure.
Because I'm saying this is a form that we instituted. This was not like a mandated
So we
process.
come up with
So I think we are able to to adopt, and if someone has a question, they can raise it.
I
I mean,
agree.
that's my suggestion.
So since
We just
Lou
have
is
to
the
talk to each person, yeah.
right. So just in case I'll lose in charge of it, if he's like a committee more or less. So if he says I make a motion to approve, if anyone has a different opinion, can raise that at this time. Is that correct? What you're saying?
I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's my suggestion. I mean, if we agreement with that.
I agree. I think that's easier and faster. Yes.
Okay. So I make the motion to approve wages, virtual attendance, in January. And if anybody against it, please raise your opinion right now. Without objection, we pass. And Jaylene's virtual attendance in January meeting, I make the motion to approve. If there are any objection, please raise right now. Okay, so move to pass. And Lu Zhao's virtual attendance in January. Should I do that myself? Yeah, I make the motion to approve. Any
I make a
objection?
lose. I make a push move lose.
Okay, so let's, yeah. Okay, so move to February. Wages virtual attendance in February meeting. I move to I would motion to approve. Any objection?
No, but one question, can we just,
motion
you
passed.
mentioned it for January, but
Atiba, you were saying
can
something?
we? Yeah, I'm saying, can we just maybe mention like the category it falls under? So you said for January, it was all, two of it was family emergency and one was illness. So like, just, not going into the specifics, but at least so that we know what we are voting, like the reason for.
Sure. Okay, so just to make it clear, I think I mentioned in the beginning, but in January, wages is for a family reason. Jaylene's also for family reason, and Lu Zhao is for house reason. And for February, wages again for family reason. Virtual attendance, I moved. I make the motion to approve. Any objection? Okay, motion approved. Julie Searles, it's for a job-related travel. I move the motion to approve. Any objection? Okay, motion approved. JK, I'm sorry, just make it either. JK is also for job-related travel. Attended virtual. I move to the motion to approve. Any objection? And Natifa for house reason. I move the motion to approve. Is it family or how? I think she was sick, right? Family emergency. Okay, so for family emergency,
It's both. It's both because it started as one and I ended up.
I think yeah, I think you were saying that, but yeah. So I move I make the motion to approve. Any objection? Okay, no objection. And Nuran for job-related reason to attend virtually. I move the motion to approve. Any objection? Okay. So by the way, Nuran have informed us that she was gonna miss the meeting in person. She will attend virtually for the next, I think until July, right? Three more meetings. So unfortunately, we're not gonna see her in person in the next meeting. But we're gonna approve each month after this. Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you so much, Lou. So we're gonna move on. Thank you all for your cooperation and moving things along. I appreciate it. Next, we're gonna talk about the CEC budget. Let's go for that. Let's go to Utah.
All right, so, you share the screen first.
Well, thank you, Lou, for doing a great job. Lou Zhao for doing a great job with absence forms and being on top of that. We really appreciate you doing that. And also thank you to all the council members for really filling out the forms and sending to Lou, myself, and Dorinda. Thank you so much. So I have a request, Utah, before we start with your presentation, your budget. Are there any council members who definitively know that they are not going to be submitting any forms for reimbursement? I don't want to put that on you that you have to at this point say I don't, because I want you to reserve the right that if you decide that you want to submit the forms for reimbursement at the end of the year, you can do that. But we highly suggest not doing that. But if you are sure, and the reason why I'm asking this is our budget that we have, if we could free up some of the money, if we know for sure you will not be claiming any reimbursements at all and say, I'm not, then if we don't put that money somewhere else in the next line to use, we lose it. It's lost. So we could use some funds in our end of year, our breakfast that our legislative breakfast that we have every year. We can use some funds over there. We have to add some funds to our printer who does the certificates for the schools, which is a highly successful program that we started here, the graduation certificates. And we have to pay for a banner for our breakfast that we have. So we can use some funds to transfer across the board. Now, there's no pressure for you. That is your money that you're entitled to have. I think it's $75 for virtual online thingy, and depending on your title, what you are, you get a certain amount of money. I think $100 for me, $125 I think it is, for child care per month. So just think about that as we navigate the budget. And if you are absolutely sure, and if you don't have to answer to me or no one at this point, just FYI. Go ahead, Luta.
Okay. Thanks for Vijay for the update. I think Dorinda mentioned that the childcare there's no more $75 reimbursement.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So the allocations basically for now, what I put in the budget projection is for the maximum allocation for each member monthly. But obviously, as Vijay said, if you know you're not going to claim certain amount, or you know that you're not going to incur any cost during a certain month, then you can let me know, and we can basically adjust the budget accordingly. So a couple of developments. One is some members submitted the reimbursement requests, and I approved them. I don't know the status of those approval, and I assume they will go through the normal process to for the member to receive checks and reimbursement. Yeah, so I updated that with the currently approved amount. And also there's a new development that is last time we kind of touched upon it. There was a past member reimbursement that unfortunately falls into this year's budget. To basically that's a $300 reimbursement, which will come from our member reimbursement allocation. So that we will need to submit the request and approve and go through the normal process. So basically what that means is we're gonna have less money or to keep, obviously, we are not Congress, we cannot borrow, they don't, cannot borrow money from whatever, like emergency lending. So that means basically we need to, for the projection at least, we're going to have to increase the amount to for member reimbursement. That will put us over the budget. That means we need to reduce spending on some other allocations. So that with money we already spent on general supplies, the procurement, and the technology expenses. So the only place that can the budget can come from is either from the member donation from the expenses, or from the graduation certificate and annual breakfast. So I'm kind of open the question to members. What do you think?
My hand is raised.
We don't have the 75. No, I'm saying for the reimbursement, we cannot claim. Right. So for most of the practical purpose, we don't have that option, right? So for most practical purposes, the only thing I can think about that can claim is childcare.
Right. Yeah, the travel.
Travel.
Right.
Okay. So I will move all my money to other costs. So I'm not planning to declare any reimbursement.
So do we want to move that 1,500, all the money, Lou, so that will be 1,500. We can move that to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Vijay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, my question is, if a member is virtual, right, does that still count? Like, can a member still claim childcare if they're virtual? Because they're not present at the meeting. So doesn't that automatically put that money from that month back into, like, when I say, like, they can still claim it, I'm sure, because no, they can still claim it because to attend the meeting, they still need childcare if they're virtual, even if they're virtual, because they're at the meeting.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they'll work. Okay.
That is
Makes sense.
that is absolutely true. Today, I've been now in front of the computer since I landed at LaGuardia, and someone has had to watch my daughter the entire time. I haven't been able to say hello to her.
Understood. Let's wrap this meeting up, guys. Julie's daughter. Let's do that. Okay. So does that mean, Lou, if you're giving up your 1,500, are you giving up your whole 1,500? Sorry, GK, go ahead. I'll lower my hand.
Hi, I just wanted to say I will also relinquish my whatever childcare support. I think my first meeting was in October. So October to whatever the arithmetic is, whether 1,000 or 1,200 or 1,500. I'm happy to relinquish that to the general budget.
Okay.
Thank
so are you saying making this modification, right? You can see my
Yes.
screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Lou, you said you want to relinquish one of your entire year. Okay. right? So in that case, we do have a budget. Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the additional amount now? 1,500 plus what? Utah?
All right, so after that, our budget is 23,675.
Does that cover the areas that we need to cover?
I'm sorry?
Does that cover what we need to cover in terms of the breakfast and the other items you mentioned before, the certificates and
Right, that's included. But we can adjust those budgets again with modified.
so let's do that. Let's increase. So we need to have Dorinda, I know you have experience with ordering these things. So I will definitely, council members, does anyone object to Dorinda giving us feedback from the expenses? Does anyone object? Okay, so Dorinda, what do you suggest? Because you're the one who places the orders for these things. What do you suggest adding the additional money to?
Vijay, maybe we have 2,000 for the breakfast. So if you want to add an extra 1,000, that'd be great. And for the certificate, since we're ordering a banner, which is $180, maybe we can just put, I don't know, $400 more there. And for the rest of the money, it's up to you guys. I don't know where you want to put it because now we have a lot of money.
Don't say that loudly. We don't have a lot. Okay. Natifa?
So a couple things. So I think we should one time put in the line item, most of that to deal with the past member reimbursement. Although as I said, like I still do have a concern, not in terms of the member getting the money, but in terms of the fact that this was not like money that was not requested. This was already allocated by DOE. So they should have a better process of making sure that they're able to replace things that were already budgeted for. We should, because now they basically charge us twice for that. That's not fair to us. And then the second thing is in our check-in with BB, we also spoke about since we're having in person, especially if there's a good turnout, we should potentially have at least water for the community at the upcoming town hall. So that's something we did not necessarily cater for. I suggest putting out something. I mean, I suggest water and even a few packs of chips or something. It don't have to be food, especially if you don't want to cater the same way as we're doing for the breakfast. But I do suggest, we're asking people to come out in person. People probably rushing from work, at least something to just tam down the house will not be, should not be an issue. So I suggest put in a couple hundred towards that with the intent that whatever is not, if we put more than we need, we can always reallocate that to the breakfast.
Okay, so thank you, Natifa. So let's see, what's the remaining after the 400 to the certificates and to the breakfast? Guys, we're all speaking. I'm sorry. Yeah, what's the balance of after putting that amount? What's remaining, please?
Oh, you relinquish everything or just the October?
No,
Okay.
Simone, like 1 second. I saw your hands, but give me a second, right? Let me just get this answer from Lou. So something to do. I want to move. I want to move along, folks. We have time. Let's go. Sorry.
I think Simon had a comment.
No, 1 second. Utah, I'm asking you, please. After putting 1,000 to 1,000 to the breakfast and then 400 towards the certificates, what's left now? How much is left?
That'll be 300 something.
300. Okay, let's put that 300.
This is the remaining.
Okay, so let's put 800. Let's put 800 towards the breakfast. 800 to the breakfast. This is my suggestion, okay, folks. So, but we can all agree to disagree. 800 to the breakfast. Let's put $200.
800 more.
No, 800 total, not 1,000. And maybe 200 towards the water and 300 towards the member reimbursement.
So just one correction, we regained $2,625 because 1,500 from Lou and 1,125 from GK. So if we did keep that 1,000 for that and the 400 for whatever, we still had 1,225.
That's what I was thinking. But Simone, go first.
Yeah, because I think you calculated it before you included GK's number.
Simone, go ahead, please.
I just wanted to quickly say, that you can use whatever is allocated for me for the CEC. I don't need anything. So just remove that and use it for the breakfast or the certificate or wherever you need it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Utah, can you please just do that really quickly? So Utah, I'm gonna do the math there. We're gonna move on. Utah, you work on the math on your end over there. And what we need to know is, if you could just give us these three figures, what's the total amount now freed up from GK, Lou, and Simone? And then we can allocate the amounts, and then we want to add a line on the budget for member reimbursement, like past member reimbursement.
Right.
And from the same refreshments money, we can put down there some money for the town hall. So you work on the, you have it ready now, or?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Let's do it. Go for it. What's the total now added to the budget with these three members giving their money back?
That's 2,375.
Wait, 2,300?
Yep, because we already allocated. Okay, so this is what it was before.
Remember, even if the members give back money, our total budget is still 25,000. So we've just regained 4,025. We regained 1,500 from Lou, 1,125 from GK, and I believe, what is it, 1,350 from Simone? What was the, oh no, not 1,350, 1,250 from Simone. So 39.70, 39.25, yeah.
39.25 is the total gain back, correct?
Right.
Okay, so now from this money, we're gonna put 1,000 to the breakfast, That's now we left with 29.25. From the 29.25, we're gonna put 400 to the certificates. That leaves us just 24 or 25.25. From the 25.25, how much, Nativa, how much do you think we should leave for Barbara's reimbursement? Do we have a number?
It's a specific number, 300.
300.
Yeah, it was fortunate.
Okay, let's leave 300 for Barbara. So now we that's 300. So now we left with 22.25. No, 22.25 we left with now.
22.75, yeah.
22.25 or 75? 25. 22.25, right?
Yeah, 75. This is what I got from the calculation.
Okay, that's fine. Once your sheet is balanced, that's all that matters. Once it totals up to 25,000, that's what matters. Okay, now we have for the for the breakfast for the town hall. Let's put for the town hall. Let's put Latifa. So we customarily, guys, we always provide a dinner for all the council members for that day, for the town hall meeting. So we'll order like Panera or something or like a sandwich for all of the council members and the chancellor. So we'll put it. Let's put 500. Is that okay? What do you all think? For the
That's
water.
fine. As I said, like the fact
Water.
is with that food, it could always be reallocated. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could,
So
right.
let's put 500.
Makes sense, yeah.
500 towards the town hall, and the remainder of that money, let's put it towards the breakfast. Just so we allocate it out, and we can always adjust again. But for now, let's just put it there.
And are we having an end of year celebration this year or no?
We'll do that every 2 years, yeah, because we have the breakfast again. So we'll do that at like end of this cycle of serving.
About breakfast, having breakfast and all. So.
We're having the breakfast, yes, but we're going to be having the end of the celebration. We can have one again, but sorry, we can do. We had said we'll do it like every 2 years when we do the like end of like our term serving 2 years. We'll do it at that time, but we'll do the breakfast every year. Is that okay?
That makes sense. At least we do the allocation for now.
Yes, we can always move it again, but just once it balances out, we're good.
Yeah. So this
Is that we
makes
can
the total. Yeah, that balances the total budget.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the budget.
Second.
All right.
So do we have a vote? Latifa, can you just call a roll call?
Motion to approve this
Okay.
budget.
I second.
Yeah, second, yeah. President Vijay Jackson,
Yes, approved.
First Vice President Luzal,
Yes.
Second Vice President Durun Swapna,
Yes, approved.
Treasurer Utah Chan,
Approved.
Recording Secretary Latifa Lewis, approved. Member Simone Dunbar,
Yes.
Member Adriana Alicia,
Yes.
Member GK, Member GK,
Yes, approved.
Member Jalen,
Yes.
Member Tanya Wentz,
Approve.
Member, who did I miss? Adriana Alicia,
I said yes, but approve, yes.
sorry. Member Julissa,
Approve.
Member Quentin Mezzatine.
Approved. He was waiting patiently.
Okay.
What, Latifa, give me a time check, please. What the time is now?
9:34 p.m.
9, what for?
9:34.
Oh, perfect, excellent. Okay, I make a motion to approve the member reimbursement for Barbara Williams, who was a past member serving here. I understand that it's not her fault that she didn't get the money. However, I agree with Latifa Lewis, stating that, you know, it shouldn't be from our budget. It should be an investigation that FACE does, and maybe we should write a letter to them. We should not just give the money, but we should write a letter from the council stating this, what we feel strongly about this, because change should happen from this. In the future, if their member didn't get their money, it's not our fault because the money was paid already from our budget, but they should do the investigation and they should pay it if they didn't do their part, not us. So with that stipulation, I'm asking Latifa, if you SGO, sorry, yes, SGO. Latifa, do you mind writing a letter? And we can all sign on to it?
Sure.
Great. So Latifa, with that in mind, I make a motion to approve the $300 reimbursement for past member Barbara Williams.
Second.
Do we have to vote, or can we let's just do the right way? Let's just vote so we have it's covered. Just do a roll call really quickly. We good?
First Vice President Luzal.
Yeah.
Second Vice President Nurum Swapna.
Present.
We voted for the, yes.
Sorry,
or
he
yes.
said here, so I was like, okay, I'm here too, you know?
Yes.
I just walked out for a 30-second. Yes.
Girl, I'm liking you, okay?
Treasurer Utah Check.
I donated my
Present and approved.
like, little Uzi.
Recording Secretary Tifa Lewis, yes. Member Jalen,
Yeah.
Member Julissa,
Mm-hmm.
Member Julissa?
Yes.
Julia? Okay. Member Quentin Messeton?
Yes.
Member Adriana Alicia?
Yes.
Member Simone Dunbar?
Yes.
Member GK Kale Nayara? GK? Did we lose GK? Member Tanya Went?
Yes. This is GK. Yes.
Okay, and member
Sorry.
Tanya Went. And President VJ Ramjatan.
Yes. You can call me VJ. I'm
Okay.
joking. Oh God. Okay, so all right. So we're doing great on time. Now
I'm sorry, I have a quick question. During that, so the printer renting is already paid for. Okay, that's it. Because
We
it's
good?
I should have a preprint.
We good? Okay, so I'm gonna break this down really quickly for you all, right? And we have half hour, but we're not gonna take the whole half hour. Okay, it's late and I can wait as daytime here, but it's nighttime there. So, all right, let's do this. Town hall. We've done this many times before. It works well if we're all on the same page about what's gonna happen. Okay, Tanya, just really recap what you wrote on your email, and then I'll sum it up, and then we'll assign some roles, even though some roles was assigned already. But we're just gonna recap, and then we'll move forward. Tanya, go for it.
You want me to read my email?
No. Just recap what happened in the meeting.
Wait. Oh.
Because if you don't, I'm sure there are some members who didn't see or read your email, and there'll be many questions that will be answered by what you wrote.
Share my screen. Do you want to share the screen or just talk through
No,
it?
just speak. Go ahead. Just talk. Just tell
Okay.
us.
Okay, everybody knows it's Monday, March 11th. The actual thing is 6:30 to 7:30. We need to arrive between like 5:30 and 5:45. We got to get there early. And the public is going to be told that it starts at 6. BB said we got to tell them that because we want people to come in. Okay, I know that there's people on this call. Anyway, okay. The town hall is going to be live streamed. And we're gonna have a site visit sometime before then to prepare and see the space and kind of walk through where we'll be so that we're familiar with it. The flyer was provided this evening, right? And everybody should have seen it in the chat, and we got it sent to our emails as well, right? It's going to be translated into 5 other languages for distribution. I don't know if we mentioned that on tonight's call. But yeah,
No.
So I assume when we get them, then it's our responsibility to make sure to disseminate them and get them out to our public, right? And I said somewhere in here, SLT, your PAs, your PTAs, your elected officials, whomever that you think should be receiving them, right? Make sure that we get them out. We're going to be tasked with creating like a survey, a list of questions for distribution to collect potential questions for Chancellor Banks, and the questions can include those that we ourselves would like to ask. And then once we get them all compiled, we're going to determine which questions will be asked at the event, and we have to place them in the order in which we want them asked. Ideally, we'll prepare like 12 to 16 questions from the public, and then we should bucket them into topics. We don't want to ask, 16 questions on safety. We want to, probably make a mix of things and make sure that they're not overlapping and they're unique, right? Each of us is going to read at least one question, I think, at the event, but we should really keep it succinct. We've only got an hour to ask and for the chancellor to respond. So don't give, BB said, don't give like this huge backstory about the question, kind of just cut to it as quickly as you can so that we can keep it moving. Questions from the public should be provided by us to BB, I guess by the end of February or early March, but we get to decide on the timing. Attendees, we already know, can join either virtually or in person. But any questions from virtual attendees need to be submitted beforehand. There's not going to be like people like in ours, like asking to speak, right? That's not going to happen. And in-person attendees can write their questions on little comment cards that they'll get at the event if they want to ask as they come in. Yeah, like we said, there's no open mic, and the CEC members are going to ask all the questions. No one's going to stand up and shout out a question or ask a question. We need to assign roles, right? So there's going to be a moderator, which I assume is Vija. I assume that's you, right? And then there's someone who's going, BB suggested there should be someone who is reviewing all of the comment cards. It's an involved, it's like a person that's got to be like on top of everything. They have to have access to all of the questions we plan to ask in our Excel spreadsheet. And then they have to have all of the cards, and they have to go through the cards and assess like, hey, is this question already a question we're going to ask? Is this, a topic that we haven't maybe covered, or, you have to be kind of quick about which are we going to ask and which are we going to not ask. BB also cautioned against, don't ask any questions that are personal. Don't ask any questions that would indicate, some type of trouble with a certain child or a certain school or like something very narrow. Maybe kind of don't ask it in that way. Ask it, rephrase it, or say it in a different way, or don't ask it at all if it's way too personal. And again, categorizing those cards as we get them will help us do that. So BB indicated, that the cards can say things like personal or safety or, curriculum or whatever at the top, so that we can help quickly bucket them and decide what will be in and what will be out. Right, she said someone's got to create this Google Doc to have so gather the potential questions, and I volunteered to create a Google Doc, but everyone's going to have to, we'll have to have input on what should go in it out on the survey. Someone, she mentioned kind of like project management, like when do we send this, when do we send the questions out? When do we need to get them to BB? Like kind of like a program, like a PM for the whole thing, a manager of how the project will work, right? And then at the event, if there's an overflow of the space that we're in the auditorium, then someone's going to have to kind of manage where to put those people or where to take those people or whatever. Yeah, all communication will come from BB. She's our point person. And we can have other calls with her. She said we can use her line or her number if we want to have a call, or she can be on a call with us and help us out, if we want to have more remote sessions before the day of. I think that's everything.
That's perfect. Thank you, Tanya. Do you mind continue taking those?
She said she's taking care of, her staff is taking care of the overflow.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I remember, but
oh, sorry. So her staff, I guess, will take care of the overflow. Okay, good to know. So
Yeah, I
that's
was going
one
to say
less
that.
thing
Cool.
our
Principal
team
Burns.
will have to do.
Yeah, Principal Burns and Face will take care of the overflow. We wouldn't do that because just so everyone is aware, and we have to do two things. We have to finish up the town hall now, and we have to talk about the July meeting. Okay, but we have to have a July meeting still, but just in case. Can we schedule a date now? Look at your calendars, and let's do 2 weeks from now to touch back on town hall. This is we need to do this. So 2 weeks from now. Look at your calendar. Does a Thursday evening work for all of you? Same Thursday evening from 6:30 to 7:30, 1 hour. And we all don't have to attend. So I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but can most of us make it on a Thursday or Wednesday? Like which day works best for most people?
Wednesday.
Wednesday works best for most people. Yes, yes, yes.
What date are we talking about?
It's a lot. It's a lot of Valentines in here, so they can't do Thursday. Wednesday.
Wednesday. So let's go for a Wednesday at 6. So what day? What day?
No, not Wednesday.
Thursday.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, can we do Friday then? Like
the Friday.
Friday.
That's the what date is that? The 15th?
No, Wednesday is gonna be Valentine's Day, so yeah, I don't want Valentine's Day.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
That's gonna be the 17th, folks.
It will be the 16th. Friday.
Can we do 6:30 to 7:30 on the Friday? The 16th?
I could do it.
Virtual. Or we could do Monday, the 19th.
What are we talking about? I'm a little confused.
We are talking about
It's
the
a
town hall.
holiday.
GK.
Can we do then on the 21 if we keep Wednesday? Maybe that will be better. Wednesday, February.
Guys, listen. I was answering GK. Please, 1 second, please. GK, we're talking about the town hall. Sorry, the Chancellor's town hall, and we have to have a date to prepare from now to that before the town hall next month. We have to meet. I'm suggesting we meet again. Only us, the council, meet to finalize where are we with the questions to finalize it. Because this is a big deal. It's a big deal.
Got it. I got confused with some July dates that you're talking about. Got it.
Okay, so Simone, your hands raised.
Yeah, I would suggest to have a doodle form where I'm just going to suggest several dates and then we decide where most members are available.
Beautiful.
And I will make sure that I'm not going to use like a Friday night or Valentine's Day or a holiday. And let's see what we can come up with.
Okay, thank you. Latifa?
I would say that I don't think that having a meeting like next week or the week after is going to be that super productive because yes, we do need to, I think we can kind of flush out the questions you know by email or chat or whatever it is. And I think that a meeting is going to be more useful anytime around the end of February, because at that point we should hopefully have started having more information in so that we can actually more practically deal with what we have and the logistics that are coming up in that day. We should have gotten more things. I think we would just be having an hour and still having to have another one.
Okay, so let's do
So
the
I
last
don't
week.
suggest having anything before before the week of the 26th of February.
I'm okay with that, and that way we can do it there. Whatever's left from that meeting, we finish it up at our business meeting in March.
Right.
So I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Simone, do you mind setting out a doodle poll for the last week of February? Can you do it by tomorrow, please? Is that okay? And council members, Tanya, I saw your hand. Give me 1 second, right? Council members, we are going to hold a meeting. It is your responsibility to check your emails and to respond to the poll. And if 2 people respond and they choose the one date, that's what's going to happen. Just FYI, okay? So Tanya, go for it.
My question, because I'm tasked with creating like the Google Doc to collect the questions, is that, can I have guidance on that? I mean, is the next meeting that we talk about the questions that came in?
I'm going to talk about it right now.
He's talking.
I'm going to talk about that. I want to tell you about that right now, the Google form. Are you hearing me? Hello? Okay. So 5 languages, that's good, right? So we have to be able to find who's creating the Google form. You are, great. So we have done this like 5 times in the past already. So we have a form. Dorinda, can you please look in our inbox and find a form that was used in the past? And we can share the form with Tanya so she can see what that looks like and we can adjust that. So Tanya, once Dorinda shares the form with you, you can share it to the group. Hey folks, here's what the form looks like. Are we missing anything? And then we can, because now we have a D75 parent on board. So we have to make sure that we cater for that also. And then we can share that form. Today is Thursday. Can we have that form go by Monday? Yes, I think I found it. Great. So behind the scenes, Latifa, I think you were involved last time too with this form, you and Ted. Is that correct? Or was it Ted only?
Ted created a form. I mean, I helped go through some of the questions, but it would have been in the inbox, because I think,
Got it. She got it.
you got it? Okay, yeah. Because I think
Thank
that time we didn't have a executive assistant, an admin assistant.
No problem. Okay, so Tanya, she got the email. She'll send to you behind the scenes. You and Dorinda work on that. Get the form. You could send us on Monday. Hey guys, hey folks, this is the form I'm sending out. Input. Tuesday morning, it goes to the community. Dorinda gonna send it out to everybody. Now, once she sends it out to all the community and also council members, your responsibility to send that to your principals, your SLTs, your networks, your community board 12. Even though Dorinda is sending it to already, you can do a second send again. It does not hurt to send it over and over again. She's also going to send to the district office. They're going to send to the principals a third time, to send to the parents and to everyone else. And this is where we're going to collect the questions. Now, at the 26th meeting, and we have time, so we have enough time. And Tanya, you can always update us in the chat. Hey, folks, we got 20 questions so far. We have this. And you and who wants to volunteer with Tanya to work behind the scenes to start bucketing the list? We can have 3 people, not more than that. Just 3 people to start looking at the questions and kind of like bucket the questions before our meeting on the week of the 26th. Who wants to work with Tanya on that?
I don't mind.
Okay, so Latifa, anyone else? Jalen?
I can.
Yeah. Yay, great. Okay, good. So, okay, no, so let's take the first, we'll take the first 3. That was Latifa, Jalen, and who was it? Who said I am? Was it?
I can as a GK. Oh,
okay.
no.
GK?
I'll be happy to. Yes.
Okay, thanks. GK, Latifa and Jalen, you will task. So Tanya is in charge of this. You will work with her. So Tanya, you're going to be, so when we meet on the 26th, you will present, hey folks, we have 5 buckets. Each bucket has this much questions here, and you are a committee on this. And you will tell us, I suggest we ask these questions. So then the rest of the council can vote with you or have a suggestion for you. Cool? So time is not wasted, you know? That's 1. 2, we need to have someone to, on the day of the meeting. So I also suggest the same people, Tanya, Latifa, Jalen, and Gurumurti, to also be the same people to review the cards on the day of the meeting, only because you already know what questions were there. Right? So Tanya, if I saw you shake your head. So it can be Latifa, Jalen, and Gurumurti. The 3 of you can do that, because too many hands just spoil the pot too. So Jalen, GK, and Latifa, can you be the 3 people on the day of the meeting to receive the cards, go through the questions, and you already know what we have already.
Are you talking about the meeting on the 26th or the town hall?
No. On the actual day of the town hall. On the
I'm not
11th.
even sure. Like,
so there are 2 people.
I can't hear you. Oh.
I think we can work that part out, BJ. I mean, you know, whether it needs to be 2 people, 3 people, whatever it is. I think from a group of us that are reviewing, yes, we can figure that. We can figure that out more definitively on our 26th meeting.
Okay, that's fine. So Jalen, but for now, the 3 of you, from the 3 of you, we decide who 2 or 3 of you will be the people to do that. Okay, because that way there's no question marks of doing
I
what.
guess the ones with the bigger smiles, right?
Right. Yes, that works. Okay. So Google Doc is Tanya, Overflow is DOE, Patrick Burns. 12 to 16 questions is Tanya, Tanya and team. Survey is going out to review for the council on Monday. Tuesday is going to go to the community. Languages. Ask Tanya, do you mind working with Dorinda to find out if the survey to get the questions needs to be translated also in those 5 languages, or if we can attach a click here for a different language on the survey form and a Google thing, and it can just translate it automatically onto something else. We need someone to be responsible. So Dorinda, the ordering the food and the water for that day, Can you be in charge of that?
Okay, Vijay.
Simone, do you mind working with Dorinda for that, please? With that situation, with ordering the food, and Nuran, do you mind helping out with Dorinda with the food and the water for the day?
I can help Dorinda.
Simone, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and that includes helping us, because she's gonna have a lot to do on our end too. That includes like maybe the both of you asking the council members here, like serving, once you all decide where you're gonna order the food from, we have a list of vendors. Then you could figure out from the council members, hey, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want to coordinate that? So you order it and it's done. Just assist her on that end. Is that fair?
That sounds good.
Thank you. And then on 26, we got a response from
Can
your
I-
team about that. Yes.
Just very briefly, I was thinking maybe we all can go out after the town hall, since we're all there. And it's until 7:30, and then we can all eat together, like have a private, non-public meeting, like just for us.
Sure.
Just
Do a Google
throwing it
poll.
out there, but I will still help Dorinda with everything.
Thank you. What you can do is do a doodle poll to find out who's available after the meeting, because childcare the whole nine. But I will say too, it's not often we buy free food for you guys. So I will say take the free food and we'll eat somewhere else. Okay, so not often do we get to buy free food. Okay, so time check, please. Quentin, what time is it now?
It's
Time for them to leave the building.
Yeah.
9:57.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the moderator. I think we covered everything right now. We have doodle poll coming. Last thing, July meeting is falling on July 4th, which is no good. So can we move the meeting the following week? Is that following Thursday clear for sorry. Is the following Thursday clear for everyone in terms of school holidays, religious holidays, anything that's hindering that? Anyone?
So on the calendar, there is nothing. I checked the calendar because it's
Yes.
a break. There is nothing on July 11th. As for me, I'm not going to be there. I have to be remote. So
That's
but
fine.
That
But
is okay. I mean, it is what it is.
at this point, all I'm asking is are there any major holidays or any religious observances on that date? No? Okay, good. So I make a motion to move July meeting, calendar meeting and business meeting for 2024 to July 11th. Can you take a vote on that, please, Latifa?
Okay, First Vice President Luzau. Lou?
Come on, guys.
Yes.
We gotta go.
Okay, Member Tanya Went,
Approve.
Member Quentin Mezzatин,
Approved, yes.
Member Adriana Alicia,
Yes.
Member Jalen,
Yep.
Member Simone Dunbar,
Yes.
Second Vice President Nuran Swapna,
Yes.
Member GK Calamer, GK,
Yes.
Member Julissa,
Yes.
President Vijay Ramjatan,
Yes.
Recording Secretary Latifa Lewis, myself, yes. Did I forget anybody this time? I think I got everybody. I
Okay.
called Julie, right? Yes.
So this,
I see yes.
Oh, Utah, sorry. Treasurer Utah.
he said, yeah, no?
Yes, he said yes.
All right, so so folks, we got through everything. We're up to date. Thank you. This meeting's adjourned.
Good night
Well
and
done.
good day.
everyone.
Good night, good day.